And with that, we welcome you live to the newly redone and newly redistributed Irv Hatzenbuehler Field for tonight's contest here as the visiting Summerville Bears take on the Galt Warriors in Week 2 of the high school football season. Hello to you, wherever you may be, wherever you may go. Keith joking on us alongside the ever-elusive Dustin Paget for this Week 2 matchup here on NorCal Sports TV. And we also say hi to you and those of you who are checking in at Channel 8 on Comcast in Tuolumne County. And D-Pad, you talk about this matchup. Galt and Summerville, we're here right now. Summerville last week got off to a rocky start. They trailed early in their game against Mariposa County, had a comeback, but they lost. Turnovers and penalties really killed them last week.
Yeah, definitely, Keith. They lost 30-24. They ended up having some good offense by Brocchini and got a good fumble recovery from Veach, but overall they were not able to come back. They fell short in the fourth quarter. They were down 30-14 in the second half. They made a 10-point comeback late in the game, but threw an interception with it down to the 2-minute warning, and that was the end of the line there for them.
You mentioned the quarterback, Jaden Brocchini, had a 73-yard touchdown run last week against Mariposa County, but still the turnovers threw a costly pick before the 2-minute warning. That really stung and kind of killed the comeback. He's got to be better making great decisions with the football this week.
Yeah, definitely, Keith. I think that they're going to focus on trying to get him into the offense immediately. They had a couple of big plays, touchdowns on offense, a 73 and a 56-yard pass. So they're going to look for the big play again here, Keith, to jump out in front early today.
Yeah, we talk about the offense, but you mentioned on the defensive side of the football, they had a couple of takeaways, had a couple of turnovers, but still all 3 touchdowns were through the air passing. And with the passing attack that the Galt Warriors possess, they're going to have to be a lot better defensively in pass coverage.
Yeah, definitely. The Galt Warriors are going to come in running well and throwing well. They came off a big win last week versus Woodland Christian. They're on fire. They're 1-0. They started the season the way they wanted to. Summerville did not. So let's see if that comes into play tonight. Summerville wants to come out and try to get a win on the board.
You talk about, and you did mention, the Galt High Warriors 1-0 on the season after their victory last week against Woodland Christian. Got off to a slow start. High-powered offense, but still only combined points in the first half, but they really got going in the third and fourth quarter. 28 combined points in the second half, and it starts with that quarterback. You mentioned it.
Yeah, definitely, Keith. When you come out and you score 4 touchdowns in the second half, it's going to be hard for any defense to do anything with that. And again, if Galt comes out strong in the second half again here today, they're going to be doing just fine. But I know you were mentioning with the coach before the game that they were looking to start off a little sooner this time, Keith.
Yeah, you mentioned it, and they might take some shots downfield, but we mentioned that quarterback, Robert Boulahan Jr. He's very elusive, passing and throwing the football and running the football. He really sets the tone for this offense going forward.
Yeah, last week he had 2 rushing touchdowns as well as 1 throwing touchdown. When you have a quarterback that is dual like that and can do both, that makes it that much harder for the defense on the other side, Keith.
We talked defense for Galt High School. They forced a lot of turnovers, got 2 sacks last week, got a couple of interceptions. What is it about these guys, including linebacker David Vittoria? He really has a nose for the football. Yeah, well, you never stop, Keith. That's the motor in a linebacker. Sometimes is the biggest on the field. They're going to never stop. They're always going to be going hard. That's what they're going to be looking for from him. They're going to be looking for him to always be hitting the hole, stopping the running back before he can get any positive yards to gain. That's going to be their goal here from Galt, I would say, to have that running back go under 75 yards and have the quarterback under 200 yards. If they go around those numbers, Galt's going to be fine tonight, Keith. And you mentioned Tim Cobley earlier in this pre-game routine, and Cobley talked on the phone with us this week. He said, we are in prime position for a section championship this year. The crowd feels it. They think they got a really good shot. That's primarily because they got a lot of guys coming back. However, that defensive line was green last week. They want to really spruce that up. But let's talk about it. 1-0 so far. What do they have to avoid tonight to maybe possibly avoid an upset? I feel like for Galt, what they need to do tonight, the Warriors, they need to stop Summerville's offense. If they could do that, I know they're going to score some points. We know the Warriors' offense is prolific enough. We saw what they did versus Woodland Christian last week. We know they've got returners. So if they play solid defense and Summerville scores under, I say, 21 points tonight, Galt's going to come out on top. Well, we will see who comes out on top in this one. Strap up the chin strap, D-pads. We're ready to go. It's Week 2 football, and it's the Summerville Bears, and it's the Galt High Warriors next on NorCal Sports TV and in Tuolumne County, Comcast Channel 8. We're ready to go, partner.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Ready for some football here in about 20 minutes.
See you soon.
Welcome back here, Dustin Padgett here with Coach Tim Caballé here for the Galt Warriors. Coach Tim, tell us a little bit about your game plan here tonight and how you guys hope to execute it.
We're a run-based team. We want to come out and control the football game, running the football, set up the pass, and do the best we can to move the ball down the field on offense. though we like to control the clock, our quarterback likes to throw the big hitter from time to time, so I can't blame him when he wants to shoot it deep.
Definitely. Last week, your quarterback had 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 throwing touchdown. Tell us a little bit of how it helps to have a dual quarterback such as that.
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, when I came to this team, Robert was mostly just a throwing quarterback and stuff, and the offense I implemented, he got really excited. Last year, he didn't get as many touches as he would have liked, but this year I'm opening it up and letting him run free.
Definitely. You were mentioning to my cohort, Keith, earlier this week that you guys started off a little slow last week and are hoping to jump the gun a little bit quicker this week. Tell me a little bit about what you plan to do on your first couple drives here.
You know, we do have some formations that we empty out the backfield and we just run a lot of routes, have guys all over the field, and just hope Robert finds the open man.
Definitely. Well, we wish you the best of luck tonight, Coach, and we hope to catch you for a post-game interview if you guys come out on top.
All right. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. We'll be right back here with Coach for Summerville on NorCal Sports TV.
Thank you, Dustin Paget. There you heard Tim Cobley. His team got off to a slow start last week, but still managed to score 34 total points in the contest. We will look to see what tricks he has up his sleeve tonight as they get set to try and go to 2-0 on the season as they take on the visiting Summerville Bears. We'll be back on NorCal Sports TV and Comcast Channel 8 in Tuolumne County after a word from our sponsors. Do you see him? We welcome you back here on NorCal Sports TV and Comcast Channel 8 in Tuolumne County. Hello to you once again. Keith Jogonatis on the call. My color commentator for the night, Dustin Paget, on his way to hopefully get us an interview with head coach Sean Villarus of the Summerville Bears. For the time being, why don't we go and give you the rundown of our games this coming week, or next week I should say. So next week we will have 4 games on the docket here at NorCal Sports TV. We've got Summerville and Ripon Christian. We've also got Monte Vista and San Leandro, Sonora High and Escalon, as well as Turlock and Tracy. So a handful of games on the docket for you next week. And this week we've got a great matchup here between Summerville and Galt High School. Our very own Dustin Paget standing by with head coach Sean Villarus. Page, take it away.
Welcome back here to NorCal Sports TV. I'm here with Coach Sean Leverus for the Summerville Bears. Coach, tell me a little bit about your game plan tonight and how you guys hope to execute it.
Yeah, our game plan revolves around 4 critical areas tonight, and our goal is that when those moments present themselves, that we bring our A game.
Definitely. You guys came off a 0-1 start last week versus Mariposa, lost 30-24, but you came back in the second half. It was a nice battle. Came down to the final drive where you threw an INT. Tell me a little bit about, at the end of the game, how you guys are hoping to eclipse that moment this week.
Absolutely. We hope to eclipse it by doing what the boys have been trained to do. So follow their reads and do what they've been trained to do.
Definitely. It should be a good game tonight. Galt Warriors coming in off a win. They're 1-0. You guys are going to be looking to get your first win of the season, Coach. We want to wish you guys the best of luck, and we'll hopefully be seeing you after the postgame interview. You guys come out on top.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Coach. We'll be back here for our starting time here in about 10 minutes on NorCal Sports TV.
Thank you, Dustin Paget. Well, head coach Sean Leveroux will look to right the wrong that occurred last week when his team came close to completing the comeback in their first game of the season. They'll try to go to 500 on the season, and we'd like to thank some of our sponsors here for the time being. First, I want to thank the Chicken Ranch Casino, as well as Soma Fitness Studios. And of course, Benton Roberson CPAs. The Sonora Conference Center, they have a grand opening in downtown Sonora. It is an hourly and daily meeting and conference rooms. Go to sonoraconferencecenter.com to rent yours today. Barry Electric, 209-532-7710, Barry Electric. Of course, the Tuolumne County Transit, and then Access Tuolumne. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank the Mill Sports Bar and Grill at the Black Oak Casino. As you see right here on your screen, a watch party. As they are watching us live, we say thank you to those of you who have taken the time out of your Friday. What looks to be great high school football. We are about 10 minutes and some change from this one kicking off. Buckle up the chin strap. Put that football in the air. We're ready to go. Dustin Paget, Keith Joganatis, NorCal Sports TV, Comcast, Channel 8 in Tuolumne County. We're ready to go after this. Welcome back, wherever you are and wherever you are headed tonight. Keith Jogananis, Dustin Pageant, NorCal Sports TV, and Channel 8 on Tuolumne County on Comcast, as we are all set to get you ready for Summerville and Galt High School here in Week 2 of this football season. We apologize for the delay in the contest. We are about less than 10 minutes, about 9 minutes and some change until this one gets underway. We had to push back the start time because the JV game took a little longer, but we are all set to go, and just a little longer, Dustin Pageant, to soak in what looks to be a good contest tonight in this high school football matchup here in Galt High School.
Definitely, Keith. This could be a good one tonight. As you heard, both the coaches are ready to go, fully prepared for a good game here tonight. I expect it to be a close-fought battle just based on, the fact that it's early on in the season. One team's 1-0, one team's 0-1. Neither of them wants to lose the game tonight, Keith, so it should be a good battle. And
you mentioned it there. And before we get any further into our pregame process tonight, we want to thank one of our sponsors, Benton Roberson CPAs. Benton Roberson CPAs provides personalized tax, accounting, and financial guidance to individuals and businesses throughout Tuolumne and Stanislaus County. Our team believes in partnering with you and your team to build lasting relationships that help you achieve your financial goals. Give us a call today and experience the Benton Roberson difference. We look forward to hearing from you. Benton Roberson CPAs. And on that note, back we are with the pregame special. And D-Pads, you got a chance to talk to both coaches, so let me get your opinion on this contest tonight. Who do you think needs a faster start? Because both coaches came out and they said we need fast starts tonight from both our offenses. Obviously, Galt High School put 34 points on the board last week. Summerville put 24, and they were up 14-3 actually in that contest early in Week 1, but for some reason it didn't come about the win.
Yeah, Keith, I feel like that Summerville needs to come out with the quicker start tonight. I feel like Galt is more seasoned of a team overall. As we talked to their coach earlier this week, he mentioned to you they think they're going to compete for the section championship. Summerville is kind of in a rebuilding process over this past couple of years. They're looking to get into that zone. So hopefully, for their sake, they can start out quickly tonight, as they did last week. As you mentioned, they were up 14-3. They need to do something similar there. But then, as I was mentioning to Coach, they need to find the way to eclipse that moment in the final stage of this game. They came up 6 points short last week, Keith, on an interception at the end of the game. Those are the plays that they practice, and those are the types of plays that they need to do well and make sure that they achieve their goal. At the end of the game, those are the key plays of the game, and that's what they're going to be looking to do here today, Keith.
Well, you mentioned it, Padge, and Summerville is playing with an inexperienced offensive line and defensive line as far as class terms. They've got a lot of underclassmen on both the offensive line and defensive line, and Coach Leveroux was quoted in the Union Democrat this week as saying that he was very pleasantly surprised with how the O-line and defensive line played, considering the fact that they trotted out about 2 or 3 different rotations on both that offensive line and defensive line in that game.
Yeah, Keith, it's the hard work that they put in practice. That's what he was mentioning in the interview. They practice this over and over again, and whether it's first string, second string, third string, it doesn't matter. In practice, you all are doing the same thing. You're running a play, and you're trying to be successful and make successful football plays, especially at this stage. At the community college level, high school level, anything around here. Until you're moving up further in your career, it's all about making successful football plays. 3-yard runs, 7-yard passes. Those are good plays at this level.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, and there were a lot of plays, especially on defense, that Summerville made that actually kept them in that game. They got a fumble recovery for 22 yards by Nick Veach, and Nick Veach also did some good job running the football on offense. They've got a lot of players in this team, as you mentioned, D-Patch, that play both sides of the football. That's very key, as the game goes on, because you are, experiencing both sides of the ball, and it keeps you in the flow of the game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely, Keith. At the high school level, you see often players that are playing in a dual position, or maybe even a triplet position, where you're seeing a guy, kick returning as well. That's very common to see, and those are your pure athletes. Those tend to be the guys who are going to go on and have lengthy football careers, and to have one of those on your team is amazing. To have 2, 3 of those, that's what builds really good teams.
Right, you are, and you talk about building, and have they built a very, very great football field here at the newly designed Irv Hatzenbuehler Field. And you talk about the man that's named after the field, Irv Hatzenbuehler, the winningest coach, Dustin Pageant, in Galt high school football history. Served 2 terms as Galt High School's football coach. He coached from 1967 to 1989, then came back for a couple more years in 2003 and ending that second term in 2005, sadly passing away December 29th of 2016. But you talk to anybody that we talked to all week here at Galt High School, he is one of those guys that built the foundation for what Galt Warriors football is today.
Yeah, you couldn't have said that any better, Keith. Herb Hatzenbuehler, they named the field after him for a good reason. That gentleman has been behind Galt football since the 60s. And, he came back for 3 years in the 2000s when, he was an older man, to give back to the community. You don't have a coach in a high school sport, wherever you're at, who coaches for that many years and then comes back, who isn't dedicated, who isn't passionate. He loves the city of Galt, clearly. He loves these kids. And, it's great to have a nice field named after him here, in his memoriam.
As you feast your eyes on the visiting team, the Summerville High School Bears had some big plays last week, but it did not garner a comeback all the way, as the team captains will now meet at midfield to decide who receives the football first.
Yeah, then our national anthem will be coming up.
As you see right here from left to right, the captains for the Galt High Warriors, Robert Boulahan, who we mentioned, the very elusive quarterback on the far left. Number 33, Marcelo Lopez. He is a big, big man. He's one of those guys that they're going to look to a lot tonight to get the football on the offensive side of the ball, but also make some key plays defensively at middle linebacker. You also see number 7, Zachary Sirach, who did some good job last week running the football. 6 carries for 33 yards, one of their touchdowns. We will pause now for your public address announcer to address the team captains and the national anthem following. When we come back, the Summerville Bears looking for their first win of the season. The Galt High School Warriors looking for their second. It's Galt. It's Summerville. It's NorCal Sports TV. It's Channel 8 Comcast in Tuolumne. And it's next right here, right now.
The official for tonight's games are the referee, Bill Cruz, the umpire, David Hawkins, the linesman, Sergio Salcido, the line judge, Kenai Scantlin, the back judge, Randy Reuter, and the wingman, Doug Clark.
And you see right here on the broadcast as we come back for a brief second, the Galt High Warriors have won the coin toss. They will receive the football first here to start the first quarter. Summerville will start the game on defense. We're getting ready for the national anthem. When we come back, it's Summerville, it's Galt, it's week 2 of high school football, and it's up next.
By showing sportsmanship at all times during tonight's contest. We ask that you all please rise for the playing of our national anthem, being sung by Miss Paige Lamson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
Once again, Miss Paige Lamson.
You just heard the national anthem sung by the so eloquent Paige Lamson. And on that note, we are officially ready to get this contest started. Welcome back, NorCal Sports TV, Tuolumne County, Comcast Channel 8. Keith Joganatis here in the play-by-play. My color man to my right, the ever so elusive Dustin Paget. As we mentioned before we went to the national anthem break, D-Page, the Galt High Warriors are going to receive the football first, and this is going to give them the first chance to, like head coach Tim Cobley told us, get off to that fast start that they did not in the first half.
Yeah, definitely, Keith. That's what I was asking him before the game, and it looked to see them throw at least one deep ball here in their first two series. So I think that they were going to try to go for that big shot to take the lead early. So in the first one or two offensive possessions, we're going to take a look to see them go deep.
You see on your screen here, Connor Calley back to receive the kickoff. Excuse me, Kenny Tran. And you talk about Mr. Kenny Tran. Very elusive. Had a lot of catches last week. When he gets in the open field, Dustin Paget, he is a blur.
Yeah, any kickoff return at high school level is good. You know, they're looking to get maybe out to the 30, 35-yard line. Give themselves a nice start to the drive.
As they come to their feet now for the kickoff. We are all set to go here.
Hayden Fleming kicking off.
Fleming back to kick. We're ready to play football. Here we go. This kick taken back at around the 2-yard line. Great return, a couple of moves, and he's finally wrestled down at what looks to be about, we'll call it the 17 or 18-yard line. So, Galt High School getting set now for their first drive as here comes Robert Boulahan Jr. at the quarterback, one of the most elusive quarterbacks in the entire Northern California region. He did some great work running the football and throwing the football. 8-18 last week, 1 touchdown, Dustin Paget. We'll see what he can do here.
That was David Titus Shirley on the tackle for Summerville Bears on the opening kick.
Boulahan starts in the shotgun. Fakes the pass. Drops back. Going to fire it downfield over the middle. Throws it a little behind his receiver as the intended receiver looks to be Madrigal. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now as Madrigal was open midfield patch, but him and Boulahan just couldn't get on the same page there.
Yeah, that wasn't the start that Boulahan was looking for. In fact, with the good play action on first down, they had a wide open receiver. It would have been about a 15-yard gain just on the catch, and let alone what could have been made after the catch.
Boulahan back in the shotgun. 2nd and 10 now. Fakes the give. Now hands it off, and this is Sirach, and Sirach's in the open field. Zach Sirach taken down around the 45-yard line for Galt. Big gain there, and it's first down. That's for the first time Galt moves the chains tonight.
That was David Titus Shirley again on the tackle, his second tackle in the early going, and Keith, he was the last line of defense there. If he didn't make that tackle, that very well could have been a touchdown scamper.
Right you are, D-Page, as Titus Shirley makes the tackle, but not before it is a big gain for Sirach. First down now from what looks to be the Galt 45. Back in the shotgun. And this time he will hand it off, and it's Beck off the left side as he tries to wrestle himself away from a couple defenders, but he's taken down near the line of scrimmage.
Keith, that's David Titus Shirley with the tackle again. 3 quick tackles here in about 2 minutes of game time. So look to see if he's continuously going to be that man, that catalyst on the defensive end here for the Bears.
You see here on the replay, Beck trying to come off that left side. He stiff-armed Gregson, but he was taken down as Caldera was in on the tackle. The 5'9", 166 player. So back we go, 2nd and 10 again for Galt. Back to pass is Boulahan. He fires over the middle. That pass completed to Lopez, and Lopez is trucking his way down there. So Marcelo Lopez, who had 12 tackles on defense last week, gets his first catch of the game. It's another first down for Galt High. You see here on the replay, D-Page, textbook passing.
Oh, yeah, that was what he was looking for on that first pass. Bullingham was not able to attain. To get the tackle there from Alicio Avila for the Bears. But good opening drive here so far for the Warriors, Keith.
So Galt High School in enemy territory for the first time tonight on 1st and 10. Bullingham drops back, fires it to the left side. That pass complete. It looks to be Mr. Sirac, and it is for a couple.
The pass is complete to number 7, Zachary Sirac.
So Sirac with the quick catch, gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 now.
Good tackle here.
So Galt High School effectively using the pass to their advantage. They did that last week now as they go for 2nd and long here. Another play in motion. The ball is fumbled in the backfield. Sirac picks it up, but he is wrestled down for a loss of more than a couple. It's Veach on the tackle.
That was a good tackle there from Veach. It was a team effort, though. Once the ball got into the backfield, that play was busted, and there were a few linemen in on that tackle here, and that's going to make a 3rd and long. And now, Keith, I've noticed that's the 3rd or 4th time that they've sent that wide receiver in motion on the snap. That must be something that they like to do, one of their formations they like to run here.
Right you are, D-Padge. Veach last week had a fumble recovery for a 22-yard touchdown. That really got the momentum for Summerville, but as we mentioned in the pregame, they were up 14-3, and they could not hold on to that lead, but defensively, they're holding their own tonight to start. That defensive line, who was really working hard last week, back to it. 3rd and long, Bullingham scrambles out of the pocket. Going to fire it long down the left side. It's incomplete. Pass breaking up by Titus Shirley. No flag on the play for pass interference, and it'll be 4th and long now for the Warriors of Galt High School.
That was a really heads-up play there from Titus Shirley. That was about to be a pass interference flag called on him, but he turned around just in the nick of time to make a play on the ball. If he didn't turn around, as you see here on the replay, that's pass interference. You have to be facing the ball when it's coming at you, and he turned around just in the nick of time.
So the long pass to Madrigal near the goal line, incomplete, and that will force Galt High School to punt, something they did not do a whole lot of last week, D-Patch.
Yep, good start here for the Summerville Bears, exactly what they were looking to do. They gave up about 40 yards of field, but they were able to get the stop ultimately that they were looking for. Now they're going to be starting inside their own 10.
So Avila for Summerville will let this one roll out of bounds, and for the first time tonight, D-Padge, we get a look at Jaden Brochini. Made some good decisions last week with the football, but ultimately 2 interceptions, including 1 before the 2-minute warning that ultimately ended the comeback for Summerville. And they will look to see if they can get this thing going offensively for the first time tonight.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how often Brochini runs. As we were mentioning to the coach before the game, he said when he first got him, he was not a running quarterback. So it's kind of interesting to see his development from a throwing quarterback only into a running quarterback.
Brochini and Summerville start their first drive tonight deep inside their own territory, backed up to their own goal line. They're going to hand it off, and it's a gain of a couple as bouncing it to the outside. Looks to be a gain of maybe about 2 or 3 on the play, as it was Veach who gets his first handoff of the night. So Nicholas Veach, who made some good plays on defense to start this game. Now he makes a couple of good missed tackles on the first play of the contest on offense.
Yeah, got him hard fought 4 yards there. Tackled by Luke Sukut and Vittoria.
2nd and long now. Summerville with some breathing room here as Veach now lines up in the backfield next to the left of Brochini. Brochini, it's going to be a quick slant as that one looks to be caught. It might have hit the turf. It was intended for Garrett Miller, and the refs will whistle that play as an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Keith, that was pretty clearly incomplete up here, but it took them a little bit longer to call that incomplete pass than it seemingly would have been. Look, see the replay here. See that ball pop right on the ground? It was a really easy one to call, but they didn't have a good angle on it.
Gregson had a good block on the outside. That could have definitely been more than a couple yards for Miller if that pass is accurate. So now it is going to be 3rd and long. Summerville facing 3rd down for the first time tonight. They were 1 of 13 last week on 3rd down. It's going to be a pitch to the outside to Veach, who fights his way for a couple, but ultimately not enough for a first down, and Summerville will have to punt from their own territory way back there.
Comes up about 2 yards short here, Keith. In any other part of the field, they may consider going for it, but on your own 12-yard line, that's not going to be an option here. Although, you know, mark my words that they haven't brought the punter out yet here, Keith.
It looks like they're going for a deep pad. Sean Leverus now. And they will ultimately punt this one. It's a low punt as Serac lets it drop, and it's going to end up with Galt starting this drive from just inside the 50-yard line as they will start in enemy territory. We want to thank some of our sponsors while we switch sides of the ball. Chicken Ranch Casino, Soma Fitness Studios, Benton Robertson CPAs, the Sonora Conference Center, grand opening in downtown Sonora, hourly and daily meeting conference rooms. Go to sonoraconferencecenter.com. Barry Electric, as we are back. First down now for Galt High School on offense. Boulahan Jr. in the gun. He fakes the pitch. He's going to take it up the middle. He cuts back to the outside. Boulahan makes one miss as he dives forward as he is inside the Summerville 40-yard line. So Robert Boulahan Jr. for the first time tonight showing us that elusiveness, D-Patch. He had 52 yards on 5 carries last week. He can run the football, that's for sure.
Yeah, that same motion, they're sending the wide receiver on the snap, and that time he kept it himself and was a very smart play, but also a heads-up tackle there from Garrett Miller. We saw in the last drive Miller had actually been shaken by the running back, missed a tackle, makes up for it there because if he doesn't tackle Boulahan, that may be a lot longer run, Keith.
They're going to waste no time. First down for the Warriors. It's a give to the right side as Tran will make his way down near what looks to be the Summerville 32 or 31-yard line. Kenny Tran, 35 yards last week on 6 carries. Very elusive speedster. They're going to use him a lot in motion in that offense, D-Patch.
Oh, yeah. Traver Grambois with the tackle there. Solid tackle, but they'll take the positive gains on first down. Somerville Bears would love to hold them to 3 here, Keith.
2nd and 5 now. Boulahan Jr. goes back to work. That pass is bobbled by Boulahan Jr., and it looks like Somerville might have picked it up. And they did, and it's a turnover. So Summerville will get this football back as a turnover by Galt High School results in that drive stalling. And some mismanagement of the football right there by Boulahan Jr. You're not used to seeing that from the 3-year starter, Padge.
That's the second time we've seen here in the first quarter that motion has caused them to drop the ball. But I don't think that they're going to stop it. That seems to be what they like to do, so they're just going to have to do it better, Keith.
So back comes Jaden Brochini with much better field position to start this second drive. Steps up in the pocket, shakes a tackler, going to roll out, throws it downfield, and that pass is incomplete. And there was no one there in front of Veach. He could have been gone for a mile, D-Patch, and that one incomplete, an inaccurate pass there by Brochini.
Yeah, so far we've seen Boulahan and Brochini throw incomplete passes on balls that should have been easily caught, should have been an easy 15, 20-yard gain. See, he breaks out of the pocket here on the replay, has a lot of time to throw. Nobody in front of him, nobody near his receiver, Keith. That play that needs to be made.
It looked like Beck had him dead to rights there, but could not bring him down for the sack. 2nd and 10 now. The give is to Veach, who bounces it out to the right side. He is almost wrestled down. He's still going. Veach still on the move. He's going to be close to a first down there. As once again, poor tackling by Galt High School. And this time it comes back to bite him as Veach gets what looks to be a gain of about 8 or 9.
Yeah, Keith, on what looked to be a 2 or 3 yard loss here, he breaks off a couple tackles. The missed tackle there from Marcelo Lopez. And Keith, you were mentioning Lopez was a catalyst last week, but he misses a huge tackle there. What would have been 3rd and 12 is now 3rd and 2.
Marcelo Lopez had 12 tackles last week. That led any Galt High School Warrior on the defensive side of the ball. 3rd and 2 now. Brochini lines up in the gun. He's back under center in the pro style. Now he's going to just take it himself on the quarterback sneak. It looks like he might have got it as the pile surrounds him.
Yep, definitely gave him the first down there, but did you see what they did with the quick snap there, Keith? The defensive line was not ready, and that is why Brochini got the first down there.
So
we'll see a replay of it. Watch. Nobody was – his offensive line almost wasn't even ready for him there.
Tim Cobley, the head coach for Galt High School, said that the defensive line was, as he put it on the telephone, very green last week. They are not ready for the quick snap like you mentioned, D-Page, and as a result, Brochini trucks his way through the middle of the line for the first down. So for the first time tonight, Summerville starts in enemy territory from just inside the 50. Shotgun formation. The give, bouncing it out is Caldera, who was wrestled down for a gain of about 1. And in that pile, it looks to be Grieco, or it's actually Gunter on the tackle. Whole lot of Galt High School red jerseys in on that one.
Keith, I feel like a low-scoring affair favors Summerville slightly here. What do you feel?
Well, we talked about it. Galt High School wants to get out to a fast start. You can't do that when you're on the defensive side of the ball. 2nd and 9 now. Brochini in the gun. Drops back. He's going to fire it to the left side. This is Garrett Miller, who makes his way down to about the 35. As Garrett Miller will move the chains for another Summerville first down.
Pharaoh Tapia with the tackle there, but not, as you said before, the first down was gained. And now this is the first pass we've seen for Brochini that was perfect. And now it was an easy pass to make. It was only a little quick 3-yard pattern, but it was a good play, and they got a nice positive game there. Let's see if he can build off that and if they can carry this next 35 yards into the end zone.
First down. Back goes Brochini. He is surrounded. The pocket collapses on him, and that one is over the head of Miller, who just had the big gain on the catch on the bubble screen, and it's incomplete. And that time, the defensive line for Galt High School D-Page got right through and forced Brochini to make an inaccurate pass.
Yeah, Christopher Bustamante first one there, but he had the quarterback, Brochini, had 3 guys chasing him, and in retrospect actually made a really good play there. Brochini throws the ball away very safely, does not allow any possibility for a turnover there, and of course he didn't take the sack. So positive play for both sides really on that. 2nd and 10.
Brochini now looking to get the play, and Russ Grieco, defensive coordinator for Galt High School, had to have loved that last play by his Warriors defense. 2nd down. The give is going to be to Veach up the middle as he trucks his way through for a gain of about 3. And it'll be 3rd and 7, maybe 3rd and 6.
Sukut with the tackle there. Sukit. And if you notice on that handoff, Keith, the reason that it was only a 1-yard gain is Veach actually ran into Brochini there right as he had the ball. It was not a clean handoff.
Right you are, D-Patch. He ran right into the line. They'll move Gregston, the wide receiver, to the left side. Be careful for him. He caught a 56-yard slant pass for a touchdown last week. 3rd and 9 now. Brochini in the gun. Drops back. Offensive line collapses again, but he rolls out, fires it to the right side. Big hit down there, but not before it is a first down for Summerville.
That looks like the tight end there, number 99, Keith.
So right here, as you see on the replay, great job by Brochini to use that athleticism to move out of the pocket. And it'll be first down now at the 23-yard line. So Galt High School's defense, their first true testy patch of the night, they're backed up.
I was just about to say I thought that was 4-down territory. You weren't really in a punting spot.
And the give is up the middle and breaking some tackles as the tackle made by what looks to be Lopez as Veach moves it up the middle. So Nicholas Veach will come out, but not before he moves him into the goal line. And for the first time tonight, Summerville in the red zone.
Yeah, that is a very good play. All the line was in on him. It was a nice delayed handoff, and Veach gets himself about 8 yards there. Now, granted, Lopez made himself a good tackle, but 8 yards on first down, they'll take that all day long. And the Warriors need to buckle down right here, Keith, or they're going to go down here early.
2nd and goal. The handoff to the left side. It looks to be Caldera, and it is. And around that pile is Mr. Marcelo Lopez.
That was actually a 2nd and 2, Keith. So now we have about a 3rd and 1 coming up here, and I don't see field goal right now on a 3rd and 1. So this may be a 4-down territory. You may have 2 chances here to get this 2 yards if you're the Bears.
Right you are. It is 3rd and 2 now as Brochini in the gun. Caldera flanks him on the right side in the shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers set to the left. Brochini going to take it himself. Through the middle. Did he get it? Yes, it looks like he might have.
They're going to have to measure that one, Keith.
And they will measure it because this one is very, very close. And
they're giving it to him.
First down.
First down. 1st and goal here, and that may be our final play of the first quarter, Keith.
So Brochini takes it himself. It'll be first and goal now.
At the Warriors' 11-yard line.
On that replay there, looked like he might have been a few inches short.
Well, they're going to give it to him anyway, so it is first and goal now for Summerville High School.
Final play of the first quarter.
And it looks like Summerville will let the clock tick down at 0-0. That'll do it for the first quarter. A back-and-forth tug-of-war as we see the first quarter end with Galt High School backed up on their own 11-yard line. Summerville, we come back, will look to start the second quarter by putting the first points up on the board. 0-0 between Summerville and Galt on Access, Channel 8 in Tuolumne County on Comcast, and on NorCal Sports TV. Welcome back here on NorCal Sports TV and on Channel 8 and Comcast in Tuolumne County. 0-0 as we start the second quarter between the Summerville Bears and the home team, the Galt High School Warriors. Last time we ended on the first quarter D-Patch, Summerville was knocking on the door. It's first and goal to start the second.
Yeah, it looks like they've got them first and 10 on the 11-yard line, just outside. If you look at, they got a stick at the 1-yard line here, so they could feasibly get a first down just inside the 1, Keith.
First and goal to start the second quarter. Caldera on the left side of the quarterback, Brochini, in the shotgun formation. They give it to Caldera up the middle, who rumbles and muscles his way down there for what looks to be a gain of a couple. And it looks like Kenny Tran was in on the tackle for Galt High School.
Better snap there, Keith. That might have been a touchdown. He had a big jump, but the quarterback had to pull the ball down on a high snap, and that split second caused him to only grab about 3 yards there.
They'll credit Cyrac with the tackle. Second and goal now. Can Summerville finally put some points on the board? It won't happen on this play. Big play up the middle as Lopez came right through the middle and crashed that play and boomed Caldera down to the ground.
Yeah, Caldera lost a few yards there, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and 10 back on the 11-yard line, Keith. And this would definitely be a win for the Warriors if they hold them to a field goal attempt. This has been a long drive here so far, about 50, 55 yards.
So Lopez comes up the middle and busts that play on second down. Third down now. Veach now in the shotgun. Caldera checks out. The defensive line gets through. Pass to the right. It is incomplete, but a penalty marker down, and it looks like it is going to be pass interference on the defense D-patch.
I'd like to see a replay of that again. It looked like that was just a feet getting tangled up there, Keith.
So Brochini's pass on third down does not equate to a touchdown. However, it might have gotten a flag.
They may be talking about this, and one of the officials may say the same thing that I was just saying about this being a feet tangled up. Yep, so they're waving off the flag, Keith. I think that's a good call.
So no flag as the refs take it back. That'll mean fourth down now. And now a tough call for Sean Leveroos of Summerville High School, the head coach. What does he do here, D-Patch? Does he go for it?
Nope. Looks like he's sending out his field goal kicker. I mean, it's 4th and 11. That's not typically a down and distance that you're going to go for. But as we saw in the JV game earlier, there was no field goal kicker.
So this will bring up Ian Henley, who made a field goal from outside 30 yards last week. He'll now try to be the person that puts our first points up on the board. And instead, we'll have to hold on that as we get a timeout by the Bears now. Ian Henley, 30-yard field goal last week.
This
So now it
would
looks
be
like
about a 28-yarder here, Keith.
So now head coach Sean Leverus will have some time to talk this over. What would you do here, D-Padge, in this situation? You're knocking right on the door.
Well, like you just said, you mentioned he kicked a 30. I think you wrote down 31-yard field goal last week. This is 28, clearly within his range. We're early on in the game. 100% of the time here, Keith, I go for 3.
While we have this break in the action, thank you to the Sonora Conference Center, our sponsors, one of our sponsors for the evening tonight. Grand opening in downtown Sonora. Hourly and daily meeting conference rooms. Go to sonoraconferencecenter.com. So 4th down now, and it looks like they will stick with Henley kicking the field goal. As you mentioned, D-Padge looks to be about outside the 25.
Yeah, for those of you at home who don't know the yards on a field goal, it's 17 yards back of where you're at. Just about is how far. So they're at the 11, so roughly a 28-yarder.
Kick is up, and it is right down the middle as Henley knocks it through. As we finally have some points on the board here, it is 3-0 Summerville as their drive stalls at the 11-yard line of Galt High School, but they come away with some points. It is 3-0 Summerville over Galt High School here at Irv Hatzenbuehler Field on NorCal Sports TV. And while we have this break in the actions, we get ready for the kickoff. I want to thank some more of our sponsors. Chicken Ranch Casino, Soma Fitness Center, Soma Fitness Studios, Benton Robertson CPAs, and the Sonora Conference Center grand opening in downtown Sonora, hourly and daily meeting rooms and conference rooms. Barry Electric, Tuolumne County Transit, and Access Tuolumne. So, back we are, NorCal Sports TV, Comcast, Channel 8 in Tuolumne County. Keith Jogananis on the call. To my right, Dustin Padgett, if you're just joining us. Summerville striking first in this contest to make it 3-0 off the field goal made by Ian Henley from 28 yards out.
We got us a good 3 quarters ahead of us, Keith. I knew this was going to be a close-fought battle. I did not see a low-scoring affair, though. I mean, we still have plenty of time for that to change, but the way this first quarter progressed, it's seemingly going to be a nice-fought defensive battle here today.
Kenny Tran once again back to receive the kick. Had a good return to the first one. We'll see if Summerville kicks it to him again. It's not going to be Tran on the return as that one bobbled for the time being. And a couple of moves. To the right side it goes. Wrestled down and around the 26-yard line. A great return there for Galt High School. And they'll set up shop in some prime field position there off that great return patch.
You know, all that running, though, Keith, and if they had just taken a touchback, they would have gotten in the ball in the same position. So a lot of energy expanded here on that nice turnaround move. Got himself an extra 15 yards. But, again, you take the touchback at the 25, they land at the 26. So it was actually a very good kickoff there. And the bobble did not help them either. You begin to wonder if he didn't bobble that, if he might have been able to break a lot more than 20 yards on the return.
Right you are. And
flag? Yeah, we have a
looks
flag.
Looks like we
here.
are going to get a flag. So instead of that prime field position, the football is going to start at the Galt 10-yard line, holding on the Galt High School Warriors. So Boulahan Jr., last time he had the football with his offense, they gave it up on a bad snap and a fumble. What will they do on this one? Shotgun formation. And the handoff is up the middle. And down to about the 20-yard line as on the give-off, it is Sirac.
Got the penalty yards back.
So Sirac gets a great carry up the middle. Zachary Sirac, first down for Galt High School. So now they finally give themselves some breathing room on the first play of the drive.
That was Mendoza with the tackle.
First down. And that one up the middle as they give it to Sakut. Suka with a gain of 2. 2nd and 8 now. 9:38 to go in the second quarter. Galt High School looking to return fire after the field goal by Henley for Summerville.
None of those deep balls from Galt in the first couple possessions that I was talking about in the pregame. I was expecting to see them try that at least once, but they're off to a bit slower of a start as they were last week, Keith.
So 2nd and 8 now. Sakut in the backfield. Up the middle is Boulahan. Shakes one, still going, with a gain of about what looks to be 2 or 1 there. And this will bring up a 3rd and long situation. So once again, Galt High School in a 3rd down situation, D-Patch.
He ran into his own offensive lineman there, Keith. He had some room to wiggle, so watch this. He had some space, but then boom, right there runs into his own offensive lineman, and that causes him to go down after just a 2-yard gain.
So Boulahan fakes it to Cyrac, goes up the middle, gets about 2 or 3 on that one. This will bring up 3rd and 6 now for Galt High School.
Beautiful night here in Galt, California.
Amazing weather. Boulahan back to throw. Going to fire it downfield. Incomplete as he had Madrigal right dead smack in the middle of the field. If that pass is accurate, D-Patch, that's 6.
Yes, sir, you're right. Avila and Titus Shirley were back on the coverage, but Madrigal had them beat by a few yards, and I will tell you, as a former football player, that's frustrating for the wide receiver there. He runs his route perfectly, had everything done right, but unfortunately was not able to get the ball delivered to him from Boulahan. But as you just saw on the replay there, Keith, he was being rushed, so he had to get rid of that ball pretty quick.
This punt ends at the 50 as Avila will let it drop. So great field position for Summerville to start this drive. They're going to start right smack in the middle of the football field. Boulahan cannot connect with Madrigal on the 3rd down play, and that results in a punt. Thank you to our sponsors, once again, Barry Electric, Tuolumne County Transit, Chicken Ranch Casino. Thank you so much. 1st down now from the 50-yard line. Broschini in the gun. He's going to look to get some clarification from the sideline here. Back to work he goes. Veach to the left of him.
Comes a run.
The give is to Nicholas Veach up the middle, and right there to wrestle him down is going to be Lopez, but not before Veach busts through the middle and gets a gain of about 5.
Yep, they'll take that on 1st down all day long, but Lopez has been all over the field. You mentioned in the pregame 12 tackles last week, and I believe we've seen at least 4 or 5 from him here today.
So Lopez met Veach after he got a couple and wrestled him down, but it's going to be 2nd and 4 now, so this running attack for Summerville doing some damage on that Warrior defense early.
Warriors got to buckle down. They don't want to go down much further here.
Broschini with a fake snap. Under 8 minutes to go. Veach lines up to the right of him in the shotgun. Broschini keeps it. He's going to take it to the right side. And Broschini muscles his way down there towards the 30-yard line. Big play there on the keeper by Broschini.
That's Byron Velasco there with the tackle to save a further gain. But again, Broschini, excellent play there. I say give him about 11 yards, it looks like. 12 yards.
So Broschini, who had a 70-plus yard touchdown run last week in the loss against Mariposa County, showing that he can use those legs of his to move the chains for Summerville. 1st down now.
Not often you see a QB running 73-yard touchdowns.
And it looks like a penalty on the play, and it's going to be a false start, and this will back up Summerville. False start indeed. And this will move that football back a little further. And you talked about it. Summerville D-Patch did a lot of damage on the run, and they're inflicting that once again tonight against Galt High School on the road.
First penalty here for the Bears today, and on both sides we've only got 2 total, so playing a clean game here so far.
So the false start penalty backs it up to 1st and 15. The ball now placed at the 34-yard line of Galt High School.
I like the way the Bears are managing the clock here as well. Been very consistent on making sure they're draining the play clock.
Broschini hands it off as a bunch of red jerseys are right there to meet him at the line. Velasco was in on it.
Lopez as well was right there. Seems to be there every play.
As Madrigal will be credited with the tackle. And we've got 2nd and 14 now for Summerville High School. And you would have to think at this point, D-Patch, if they don't get a big gain here, they're going to have to throw the football.
I was just thinking that they may actually do it here. They've been running it quite a bit here. This would be a good time to do a play-action pass on 2nd and 14.
Brochini on the slant. He's got Miller. Miller breaks a couple tackles. Miller still going. Miller trucking his way along, taking nearly the whole Galt High School defense with him. He's down inside the 10-yard line. The screen pass to Miller. He does the rest of the work as Galt High School once again for the 2nd straight drive backed up on their own goal line. 1st and goal.
Best offensive play of the game I think we've seen here so far, Keith.
Miller, you see right here, he takes Maple, the linebacker, with him, and then proceeds to take at least 3/4 of the whole Galt High School defense.
27-yard gain on a 2nd and 14. He couldn't have asked for more. That's actually going to induce an immediate timeout call here from the Warriors, Keith.
5:36 to play here in the 2nd quarter. We want to thank our sponsors once again, Chicken Ranch Casino, Soma Fitness Studios, Ben Robertson CPAs LP, and Sonora Conference Center in downtown Sonora. They're having their grand opening hourly and daily meeting conference rooms. Go to sonoraconferencecenter.com to book yours tonight. Barry Electric and Tuolumne County Transit. So the bubble screen to Miller results in, once again, Summerville down in the red zone. They came away with 3 last time on the field goal by Henley. They want to go for 7 here and make this a 2-possession game.
Same set of downs as it was on their last goal line drive. It's 1st and 10, but they're right at the 10. So the Warriors have a chance here. They would love to hold them to 3. Being down just 6-0 is much different than 10-0.
As Brochini waits to get the call from Leverus. He'll have Veach with him in the backfield. Wouldn't be surprised if he hands it off here, but he could also fake it. That's what got him his last big gain, running the football. Rolls out to his left, tries to get the corner, meets the defender head on, dives for it. It does not look like he got the touchdown, as this one will go to around the 2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah, he got around the corner nicely to give himself an extra couple yards there. But a good tackle here to save a touchdown right there. Nice tackle from Bustamante.
Bustamante with the tackle. 2nd and goal now. We are about to clock under 5 minutes here in the first half. Summerville knocking on the door of a touchdown.
4-down territory here maybe, Keith.
You never know. Veach in the backfield with Brochini. He's going to keep it again. Left side, Jaden Brochini. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Summerville High School. Brochini on the keeper. That caps off a big, long drive, and it results in a touchdown for the Bears of Summerville High School.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. The Summerville Bears were the team that jumped out on top here tonight in the early going. So let's see what the Warriors can do as this game progresses to try to steal some momentum back. But Keith, the Warriors were not off to a hot start last week. As you mentioned, I believe they had 6 points at halftime. So they were a second-half team last week. Let's see if they do the same thing this week.
So the first touchdown by Sean Leverus and his Summerville High School Bears. Henley bangs it through the uprights, and with 5:09 to go, it is dead silent here at Irv Hatzenbuehler Field as the keeper by Jaden Brochini makes it 10-0 Summerville High School over the Galt Warriors. We'll be right back here on NorCal Sports TV and Channel 8 on Comcast in Tuolumne County. It is a 10-0 Summerville advantage after Jaden Brochini, the quarterback who had 2 rushing touchdowns last week, puts it in. As this kickoff is a low dribbler, it'll go out of bounds around the 15-yard line for the Warriors of Galt High School.
That's one of my favorite penalties. That's a legal.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's called a legal procedure, but they give the same signal as false start. And as a football fan growing up, I've always wondered how come they couldn't figure out a different sign for that penalty.
It is a mystery. Maybe one day you'll have to figure it out for us, and we'll find out for ourselves. Maybe next week you'll come back and you'll have the answer.
Either that or maybe I'll come up with the solution and give them a new symbol to do for either the false start or the illegal procedure.
You got to come out with a whole essay. MLA format. Works cited page and all.
It's been a while since I've written an essay, Keith.
5:09 to go. Been a while since Galt High School has been in striking distance of any points, and they're going to try to cure that right now. Ball at the 35-yard line after the penalty. Boulahan Jr. in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. Going to fire it towards the right. That pass almost intercepted as Miller had his eyes on that pick, D-Patch, and he just couldn't get it.
Yeah, that was not a good pass there from Boulahan. If he took his time, he actually had that receiver open, but underthrew him. And as you mentioned, Miller almost intercepted that one.
So Boulahan Jr. drops back to pass. You see here on the replay, D-Patch, he almost had a costly turnover.
He had his man. He just threw the ball too quickly there.
They go back on the run. They're going to hand it off to Kenny Tran. Kenny Tran cuts back inside, makes one man miss, and he'll get a nice gain there back to the 45-yard line.
You hear a fan near us say, drop his shoulder and hit him put him on his back, and I kind of agree there. He cut back and ends up losing yards. If he kept forward on a straight path there, instead of getting 5, he may get 7 or 8. Watch this replay. Could have gone straight and got himself maybe the first down. Instead, he goes backwards and loses a yard.
So Kenny Tran and all 155 pounds of him makes it a 3rd and 4 now for Galt High School, as they are really trying to get some points on the board here. 6 combined points in the first half last week. None so far with 4:20 to go in the first half remaining. They go back to Tran as Tran is tripped up near the line of scrimmage. Tackle made down there by Caldera.
I was just feeling like that was a really big play in this game. There's only 4 minutes left in the half. Now it's 4th down. They're going to have to punt the ball away. And seemingly that may be their last possession of this half. Summerville Bears, if they do well enough on offense, get a couple of first downs, they can make this the final possession of the half. So if they go into the halftime giving up 0 points, they're going to be real happy.
So once again, D-Patch, Galt High School electing to punt. And this punt is a middle arcer, as that one is down near the Summerville 35-yard line, and that's where it will end up.
Not a good punt there, Keith.
So once again, Galt High School unable to get anything going. That drive stalls. Back comes quarterback Jaden Brochini and his Bears at Summerville High School, and the last time they had the football D-Patch, it ended with Brochini taking it himself around the corner on the left side for a touchdown.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to be looking to build off that here, but this is a key drive for them. There's 2 things they could do. They could either try to carry that momentum immediately and go for an early knockout blow, if you will, and try to make this 17-0, or they could play the safe route, make sure they run the ball, grab just 1 or 2 first downs, and then Galt's not going to get the ball back the rest of this half here. Keith, only 3:26 left to go.
We will wait and see how this one plays out. Veach, the workhorse battering ram, lines up next to Brochini. He'll get it. He'll muscle forward through the defensive line for what looks to be a gain about 4 or 5. 2nd and mid now.
Looks like they're taking the latter option and going to work on the clock. And I noticed right before the snap there that the clock had actually started for about 15 seconds. And I know, and you know, we all know that there's no running clock at this point in time of this game. So clock operator error there. And at the home team, you would think when your home team is down, you would think that would be the last thing you're going to see is the clock operator error.
2:43 to go. Summerville controlling the clock and the football with the running game. It's a screen to Veach. Veach turning the corner. And this one is likely coming back, as it's going to be looked to be a block in the back.
Yeah, that was definitely a block in the back. The the official threw it right in front of us as it happened. We'll see a replay here. You can see, looks like the penalty be right here, right there.
It's going to be
Number
on
20,
Gregston.
Yeah, 21 here.
As Gregston with the shove in the back, and that will back up the big play.
Yep, block in the back.
As the block in the back looks to be on Gregston right here.
Our PA announcer didn't notice that that's a block in the back. It's not just an illegal block, because there's a lot of different illegal blocks, Keith. You could have a chop block in the back.
So we'll replay second down now, and this will turn into second and long. It's going to be interesting to see here if Broschini will drop back the pass.
I think they'll run it these next couple plays and make the Warriors use their last timeout and try and take some more clock here, and that's what they're going to do, Keith.
And the give is up the middle to Caldera. Another penalty on the play.
Don't see what this one may have been.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Maybe holding? Usually when you see it in that part of the field, that could be a possibility.
Holding.
No, face mask.
Well, actually, it's going to be a face mask, and it's going to be on Galt High School. A costly penalty there as that moves that football up.
Instead of a 3rd and 16, they give him the first down on the penalty. And not only has the Bears had all the momentum here in the first half, but that there was a killer. The Warriors would have been able to most likely get the ball back on the next play because it was 3rd and long. I assume the Bears probably would have ran it again because, they're just trying to manage the clock right now and get it into halftime. And now the Warriors almost for sure, unless they get a turnover, are not going to see the ball back here in the first half and are going to go into the halftime scoreless.
And we're going to get a whistle on the field now as the referees will have a conference. Ball will be placed now at what looks to be, for the time being, the Summerville 44-yard line.
Don't think they're going to overturn a penalty, so I wonder what they're conferencing about. Second down. Oh, they're fixing the clock, Keith. I think they're calling for 2:09.
So 2:28 on the clock. 20 seconds added to the clock right here, so it gives Summerville a little more time to work with on 1st and 10. Summerville High School had a 14-3 lead early, week 1. Now with a 10-0 lead early here in week 2. Can they finish the job? We'll soon find out. The give is up the middle of Caldera, who breaks some tackles, muscling his way almost for a first down. It'll be what looks to be 2nd and 1 when this next play is snapped.
Yeah, now, like I said, they did the clock right, but they don't want to go in just taking the 10-0 lead into the half. They've got the momentum. They would love to get some more points here. They're only about 30 yards away from field goal range. Still got 2 full minutes here, so let's see if they put the ball in the air a bit. Because if they continue to run the ball, unless you're getting some real big gains, they're just going to run this clock out.
A big gain on first down by Caldera, but he comes off the field limping, so Leach will check in again at running back. Broschini breaks one tackle, and he gets the first down, and that will stop the clock with 1:44 to go. So, once again, Summerville High School D-pads, they're in enemy territory. Broschini once again keeping it. They can't seem to stop him on the ground.
Yeah, Broschini really has looked good. So far on the field, he has looked like the best player here in the early going for this first half. Really coming out, having himself a good game. And, of course, the Bears' defense is doing great as well.
But without a doubt, one of the most important players, especially on both teams. Veach up the middle, muscling his way as the defense responds, and a little extra pushing and shoving on that one.
Give him a 5-yard gain there, and the Bears actually call a timeout. And
Cyrakin on the tackle, and Richard Pierce, number 77 as well, all 320 pounds of him. Man, did he push him back.
Good timeout for the Bears there after they get the 5-yard gain, trying to save themselves some clock.
Richard Pierce, all 320 pounds. Big play there. I want to thank some of our sponsors. Once again, Benton Roberson CPAs provides personalized tax, accounting, and financial guidance to individuals and businesses throughout Tuolumne and Stanislaus counties. Our team believes in partnering with you and your team to build lasting relationships that help you achieve your financial goals. Give us a call today and experience the Benton Roberson difference. We look forward to hearing from you. So a timeout now with 1:24 remaining on the game clock in the first half. Keith Jogananis, Dustin Padgett. If you're just joining us, so far, D-Padgett, it's been a story of Galt High School's offense not getting on the same page. And on the other side, Summerville High School using that run game to their distinct advantage. That's why they're out to this 10-0 lead.
Yeah, Summerville's played the run game well, but also played the clock well. Every possession that the Summerville has had, they've taken more than 5 minutes off the clock. -1, they had a 3-and-out. But other than that, they've been really running the clock well. And here they go again, 1:24 in the half, and they're going to be able to have the last possession of the half.
Broschini back to pass. Dumps it off. Right side. Down the right side, and a big hit down there.
That'll be a first down.
Near the 20-yard line, it was Velasco who really laid the wood there.
I don't see a flag. You see
Titus Shirley with the bubble screen. Earned some yards, but definitely took a lick there trying to get him.
Personal foul. Personal foul on Summerville there. I didn't see what he called, though.
Oh, and it is right there.
You saw it?
So you'll see here on the tail end there was an illegal block, it looks like. And so the big gain on the last play by Titus Shirley on the bubble screen. Out of the backfield goes for nothing. And this will move the football back to the Galt High School 48.
Second and long to about 17. And both teams have just one timeout left. I feel like Summerville probably going to play it safe here. I mean, they don't necessarily need more points. I mean, they would love to get some more, but instead of turning it over or even punting it, if you just run the ball a couple times, it would be safe here. Clock's running again, under a minute now.
Under a minute to go now. Second and long. Broschini in the gun. Going to hand it up the middle to Veach. Veach gets a couple blocks. He's moving downfield. He's almost that first down marker. He'll be just short. It'll be third and short when we come up here with 47 seconds remaining, and the clock continues to tick here. And we're finally going to get a timeout from Summerville and head coach Sean Leveroux.
Final timeout there for them, so keep that in mind. They have a 3rd and 2 upcoming. They're still about 10, 15 yards outside of field goal range, only 43 seconds left. Now, after a first down, the clock will stop, but expect them to, if they get this first down, to pick up the pace because they're running out of time here in the half if they want to score some more points.
43 seconds remaining in the first half. Keith Jogananis, the man to my right, Dustin Padgett, a walking encyclopedia of football knowledge, and D. Padgett. The folks at home are just joining us wherever they are, whether they're in Tuolumne County or down here in Galt, California. Galt High School unable to get anything going on offense after scoring 34 points last week. On the other side, Summerville using that awesome run game to their advantage, keeping the clock moving, and that's why they have a 10-0 lead.
Yeah, definitely, Keith. They've played good on both sides of the ball. And you got to give the Warriors defense some credit. They've been but not broken. They're only down by 10. They were down by, they had only scored 6 points last week in the first half. So
the give is to Titus Shirley on 3rd and short. Titus Shirley bounces it to the left side. He gets the first down, so the clock will stop now.
Clock actually never started on that snap there, Keith.
And now the clock is beginning to start, and we're definitely going to have to get a clock. And so now we get a clock, change, and now it's a running clock with 30 seconds left in the first half. The clock continues to run. I don't know why. It's a first down, but here we go. Broschini back to pass, fires it over the middle, and it is
incomplete.
Incomplete. It looked like it could have been picked off for a minute, as Velasquez could not get his arms underneath the football. Second down now with 20 seconds to go.
I think they tried to manually fix the clock error from the play before because they just took 9 seconds off the clock randomly.
The pass was intended for Titus Shirley. It was behind him, and Velasquez almost with a huge turnover for Galt High School. Incomplete pass, however.
No timeouts left here, Key, so if they don't get 10 yards, they're going to have to spike the ball immediately.
Second and long. Broschini back to pass, faces the pressure, dumps it off. As charging through is going to be Veach, but no first down, so the clock continues to run with under 10 seconds. It doesn't look like Summerville's going to get a final playoff here. They got to hurry. 5 seconds, now 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 1. They get it off. Broschini back to pass, and
They're saying he didn't get it off, but it sure looked like he did. Strange.
it looked like for the time being, Broschini got the play off with at least 1 second. The horn sounded literally, D-Patch, just as he got the ball to snap.
Oh, they're calling a false start, and there is no running clock rule in high school football, so they're going to give them a chance for one more play.
So at the 35-yard line of Galt High School, Broschini and his Bears offense will have one more chance to put this ball in the end zone. No field goal. Last play of the first half.
And see, that's what happens when you try to play too conservative. They had 3 minutes, they had the ball, but they ran the ball so many times that they didn't give themselves the opportunity to get into field goal range. So that's actually a win for the Warriors. Granted, they didn't get the final possession of the half, but they're able to hold it to a 10-0 game. You're at home. You know you scored 34 points last week. 10-0 is not a deficit that can't be grasped, Keith.
One final play here in the first half. Broschini in the gun, back to pass. Offensive line collapse. He escapes. He's going to run, take it himself. Jaden Broschini on the move. Inside the 20. Gets a block. Broschini! Touchdown! They're going to wave him down the 2-yard line. Oh, man. Broschini coming so close. They're going to say no cigar. Broschini scrambled out in the bootleg, and he almost got the 6 points, D-Patch.
Keith, let's see this replay. I thought he had the corner, and I thought he hit the pylon. Let's look. That's a touchdown.
It looks to our advantage point like Broschini had 6.
Wow.
However, the refs do not have our replay angle, and there's no official review in high school football, and that will do it.
See this one more time. What a way to end the half. I mean, he needed 35 yards. All you got to do is keep him in front of you. But if you see this here, I don't see him step out of bounds. He is not out of bounds. That is a touchdown. He was not out of bounds there, Keith.
So here's what happened. There is a penalty for an illegal hit as Broschini stepped out of bounds, they said, at the 2-yard line. And you'll see right here, he will step out of bounds. It looks to be. He wasn't out of bounds, but Velasquez laying the boom on him.
But if they call the penalty, at least that didn't take 7 off the board for him, I guess. But
So the penalty will be assessed to the start of the second half. Broschini with a great run for the ages, but ends up all for naught. And the score will remain at halftime. The Summerville High School Bears 10 and the Galt Warriors nothing. Second half next after a word from our sponsors here on NorCal Sports TV. We welcome you back here on NorCal Sports TV. Keith Joganannis, Dustin Paget from Irv Hatzenbuehler Field here in Galt High School, where the away team, the Summerville Bears, has jumped out to a 10-0 lead at halftime here against Galt. And D-Page, you talked about it earlier in the contest. The running game for Summerville just so great, and it controlled the clock. They've really done a great job here in the first half of managing everything on offense.
Yeah, with Veach and Brochini, they're getting the job done. And Caldera not doing too bad himself. And overall right now, they're dominating the game on both sides of the map. But it's just a 10-0 game. That final play of the half there, Keith, how about that? I mean, it could have been 17-0. It was that close.
Brochini, you talked about it at halftime, almost getting in on the final play of the first half after that penalty. Gave them one more crack at it. Did not get in, but here on the replay, almost got there. They marked him down at the 2-yard line. However, there is an illegal hit, and it's going to be called on Velasquez on that play, so that will be assessed at the start of the second half here in the third quarter. And here on the replay, you see it, a 7-play, 49-yard drive by Brochini, capped off with him with a 4-yard touchdown run on the keeper.
Our only touchdown of the game right here.
As Brochini got around the left side and punched it in, and that would eventually make it a 10-0 game. Before that, they had a 12-play, 47-yard drive that chewed up more than 5 minutes of game clock. That was capped off with Henley knocking down a 28-yard field goal. You look at the stats here, D-Page, obviously the one thing that stands out, the time of possession. Summerville has had the football for more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and 3 seconds to be exact. Galt High School only having the ball for 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Summerville has ran 37 plays to Galt's 19. That has to change if the Warriors are going to come out of here with a victory.
I totally agree with you. I'm glad we got those numbers because that's exactly what it felt like in the first half. It seemed to me like there were about a 2-to-1 difference on the time of possession and the amount of plays that were run. Now, granted, you could have a few big plays and still come out on top, but the method to win the game, your recipe to come out with on top is not to allow your opponent to have to have double the amount of time of possession that you have. So let's see if the Warriors can get a long, lengthy drive and put 7 up on their first possession here in the second half, Keith, to kind of grab some momentum back here.
Summerville with a total of 181 yards on offense compared to Galt High School's measly 64. Out of all those 181 total yards of offense for the Bears, 133 of them have come on the ground here. We'll catch you up to date with some other games here in the MLL. Amador leading Orland 13-3. Both Escalon and Calaveras are deadlocked at 7 apiece. And Ripon, man, up 48-14 on Sonora High tonight. That is a blowout.
Wow, Sonora down 48-14. But Ripon, they always put out good teams. I remember Keith playing a baseball game at Ripon High School when I was growing up, and I tell you, they had no fences. So when the ball was hit over the outfielder's head, not only was there no fence, but there was a hill declining about 100 feet downwards. So when we hit the ball over the center fielder's head and it keeps rolling, it's going to go down a hill. So that's going to be an easy inside the Parker there.
So Summerville's schedule does not get any easier as next week they will play Ripon Christian. And that game will be right here on NorCal Sports TV, while Escalon will be at home taking on Sonora. Meanwhile, Summerville will play Ripon Christian. And then Turlock goes on the road to take on Tracy, as Monte Vista and San Leandro will come and play right here. You can find all 4 of those games on NorCal Sports TV. The game at hand tonight, however, as it stands, a 10-0 advantage for Summerville on the road. And Dustin Paget, we talked about it in the pregame. They had a lead last week, up 14-3. They couldn't hold it. So now Sean Leverous, who talked to you in the pregame interview about returning to the scene of the crime.
Yes, exactly. And they came out at the end of the game, were unable to get the final drive the way they wanted it to go. And I asked him, what did he need to do? What did they need to do to eclipse that moment? And he said they need to stay true to who they are, stay true to what they've been doing in practice. And I feel like from what we've seen here today, so we weren't at that last game. We were here right here, me and you, Keith. We've seen it. I've seen nothing but good performance here from them for the first half. I don't expect them to come up and have a repeat of last week with another slouching second half where you allow your opponent to score 4 touchdowns. I don't see that coming to fruition here. I feel like that they're going to manage the clock well enough to maybe even limit the Warriors to less than 4 possessions in the second half, because if I believe so, they only had 4 in the first half.
And on top of everything, Summerville High School did not win the kickoff, so they will get the football to start the second half. So if Galt High School is going to mount this comeback here, it's a very, very plausible thing to come back in this contest down only 10 points, but they've got to get the football back. And that starts with them getting a stop on defense, D-Patch, and they have not been able to do that. And that is large part to Jaden Broschini, the quarterback who has just gutted them on the ground with those legs of his.
Yeah, he's had himself a great first half, and he's managed and controlled the game as your leader, as your quarterback needs to do. But they still have 2 more quarters left here to do it, Keith. As you mentioned, we're here at Herb Hassenbuehler Field, beautiful Galt, California. You know, it's a nice evening out. We've got a great breeze. You know, I couldn't think of anywhere I'd rather be.
Broschini has only completed 3 out of the 9 passes that he's attempted tonight. However, he leads the team in rushing with 8 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown, his longest run in the first half, a 32-yarder. So Galt High School already on the field getting ready to kick off for the second half here.
I don't see the penalty enforcement here. They're kicking off at the 25. That's normal. So was the penalty on Summerville right before the half, correct?
No, it was on Galt High School.
It
was Velasquez with the illegal hit out of bounds. So now Reese back to kick off to start the second half here.
It is time to rise for the second half kickoff.
Should be a good one here, Keith. Exciting times.
We're going to see if Galt High School can mount this comeback here. Down 10-0, and they will start on the defensive side of the ball. Reese gets the whistle. Galt High School did not start early, like Tim Cobley said. Now they will have to start fast here in the second half to mount a comeback. The kick is a short one. Bounces forward, and that one is jumped on near the Summerville 40-yard line, and that's where Jaden Broschini and his offense will start.
Late flag, really late flag here. It's late to the point where it was after the play, Keith, so I'm assuming this is some type of unsportsmanlike.
Could be a late hit after the whistle.
Something along that lines.
As we await to see what the penalty is.
Personal foul, late hit, you're right.
And it is a late hit.
And it's on the Warriors, Keith. That's painful. That's not the way that they drew up the start of this second half.
So we'll tack on some more yardage here as Galt High School with the dead ball foul. Now backed up once again, so Summerville, who was looking to start this drive from inside their 40-yard line, now has it to start at the Galt 45-yard line.
Yeah, and if they go down right here and put a touchdown on the board, Keith, that's going to put the Warriors in a really bad spot. Look at the clock. Here we go. They did it again. I saw that in the second quarter once. The clock is ticking, but we have not snapped the ball.
Broschini in the shotgun. Veach to the right. Gonna hand it off as Veach goes up the line. He is easily stopped back there. On top of that one is Vittoria. We have not called his name a lot. The linebacker who had 6 tackles last week.
Number 8, Beach, the ball carrier.
You know, the thing that makes me wonder about that clock situation is that there has to be at least 1 or 2 fans out here who notice that as well as we do up here. And why aren't they yelling to their clock operator here at home when you're down by 10 points? Hey, stop the clock. We want as many seconds as possible.
Second and long now. They're going to pitch it to the outside, and it's Veach. Stiff arm, still going as Veach still going down there. He's inside the 40. Tackle going to be made by Cyrac, but not before Veach takes him on a ride from inside the 35.
What a play that was there from Veach. He definitely won that battle. And those are always fun things to see. For me, I love seeing running backs stiff arm. You know, those are some of the nastiest stiff arms you're going to see. Watch this. Look at that. No, he gets him again right here. No, sir, you're not going to get me down just yet. I'm going to grab another 4 yards before I get out of bounds.
So Veach refuses to go down, and in the process, he goes down to the Galt High 34. And the running game still continues to gut the Warriors at home. Caldera back in the game. Gets the handoff, bounces to the outside. He is wrestled down near the line of scrimmage. On that one was Beck and Suarez.
First time we've called both of those names here today.
And Caldera hobbling off the field again. He left the first half late with a limp, and in his first play back on the gridiron, he has to check right back out.
That looked a little painful on the tackle. If you look, his legs buckled underneath him there on that tackle. He got tackled by both guys.
Veach had one play to rest up, and he's right back in there.
Interesting to see if Caldera is done for the day. That's the second time we've seen him go out with an injury, and he's hobbling quite a bit on the sideline over there. That may be the end of the line for him here today.
Rolling left is Broschini. Going to fire it downfield. Has a man open. That one is bobbled. Incomplete. And it is Gregston who could not come up with it.
Tapia there with the excellent play on defense. That was a good play there, a good pass from Broschini. Could have been something more than it was. Here we got a replay of it. See the great play from Tapia. Turns around just in time and knocks the ball right away.
And Broschini took a shot on the bootleg, and you saw at the end of that replay. 3rd and long now. Summerville was 1 of 13 on third downs last week. This week they've done a way better job of keeping drives alive on third down. They will have to make a long one convert right here. Broschini drops back. Fires it towards the right side. Big hit as Titus Shirley caught it, but he falls short of the first down marker.
That's Lopez again. He's all over the place, and he was the last line of defense there. That was a good screen pass on 3rd and 12. Could have got him the first down, but Lopez says, no, not today. That's going to make it a 4th and 6, and you know what, Keith? I was thinking about that before this play. This is a 4-down territory. Why do I say that? Because you can't punt here. There's no room to punt. You're on the 33-yard line. You're not going to kick a 50-yard field goal in high school. Only other option is to go for it.
And they will go for it on 4th and long. Broschini now looks over to the sideline. And on that tackle, Lopez went really high. No flag call. He was lucky there. 4th and 10. The pass and the snap is bobbled, and it looks like Galt High School has it.
Yes, they do, and it looked like Broschini was going back to punt that ball. He stepped back, and they looked like they probably were going to make a punt, maybe a little poocher, but instead, the fumble, and that is exactly what the Warriors were looking for. I was about to mention it just a few minutes ago that the one thing that they needed to do was get a turnover here, Keith, to kind of turn the momentum around.
Beck comes up with the fumble recovery, and for the first time tonight, Broschini and Summerville have a costly turnover. And now we will see Boulahan for the first time on offense here in the second half. Hands it off to Tran. Tran to the right side. Kenny Tran trying to get a cut. He turns it upfield for a gain of about 8 or 9.
Yeah, they'll take that on first down all day long. And this is a big spot in this game. The Summerville Bears have been in the control, haven't given up a point. But if the Warriors go down here on this drive and score a touchdown, Keith, we have a brand new ball game.
Kenny Tran takes the sweep on the right side, all 155 pounds of him, and he got some really good yardage there, D-Patch. That speed is deadly.
Connor Cowley with the tackle there, chased him down the whole way.
They'll go with Tran again on the sweep, but they'll fake it to him on the outside, up the middle, and it's going to be Bustamante. Bustamante still going, and he's in enemy territory, up the gut with that handoff.
About 16 yards there on the ground, and as you hear the fans behind us starting to get into it a little bit. As I just said, touchdown here makes this a brand new ball game.
The sweep by Tran and the run by Bustamante up the middle, and Galt High School is in business in enemy territory. Chris Bustamante, the junior, 5'7", wide receiver and linebacker. He got through D-Padge, and it's a brand new drive now for Galt High School.
Not a good play there, Keith. Good job for the Bears defense, though. 2-yard loss on that.
Tackled there by Grand Boyce as Tran on the carry.
Another situation where you may be in a 4-down territory because you're inside the 40, not in field goal range, not really in much of punting range.
They reversed
down by 10.
They reversed that play, faked it to Bustamante this time, gave it to Tran up the middle. 2nd and 10 now. The give on the outside, it's Bustamante to the left, cuts back inside, penalty flag, Bustamante still going down near the 20-yard line. We'll wait and see if this one comes back, and you signal D-Pad, you think it's a hold.
Yes, 100% a hold right there. That would have been on the left tackle. I saw that as it was progressing up the field, and they're not going to be very happy with the call because they had a good run designed, but no. Well, I don't think we had a good angle of the hold. But
I think it was earlier in the play when you
Yes.
pointed it out, but
Yep.
regardless, the run by Bustamantes Fernandez, once again, penalties continue to cripple Galt High School as this one is backed up near the 50-yard line now. It's going to be second and way long.
yeah, it was for second and 12. Now it's second and 22. Here we go. Holding is going to be right there, number 77, the left tackle on number 44 right there.
Pierce, the offensive lineman, called for the holding, and that play negates Bustamante's run. Second and very long now for the Warriors.
That's a 26-yard differential because it would have been a 14-yard gain and a first down.
Boulahan going to fire it downfield, wide open. That pass caught. It's going to be a touchdown. Madrigal's in the end zone. And for the first time tonight, Galt High School on the board. And it's a brand new ball game, D-Patch.
Lapse of coverage in the secondary. That's a second and 22. You have to be expecting a deep ball there, Keith.
They had Madrigal deep in the first half, as you recall, Padge. He couldn't hook up with Boulahan. This time they do on the left bootleg, and it's 6 now for Galt High School, and it's a brand new contest.
Let's see what happens here. Now, I don't know, but what we do know is that there were no defenders in sight. That's a throw and catch that, younger guys could do. You don't need to be a high school football player to make that one. That's a huge lapse of coverage, and like I said, touchdown on that possession, brand new ball game, 10-7 game, middle of the third quarter.
Reese knocks on the extra point, and just like that, we've got a brand new contest here at Irv Hatzenbuehler Field. The first drive for Galt High School results in 7 points. They've cut the deficit to 3, and we got a brand new ball game here on NorCal Sports TV and Comcast Channel 8 in Tuolumne County. We want to thank some of our sponsors here. Where we have the break in the action, Berry Electric, Tuolumne County Transit, Chicken Ranch Casino, Soma Fitness Studios, Benton Robertson CPAs, and the Sonora Conference Center. The Sonora Conference Center, you can book a room at sonoraconferencecenter.com. So, that drive to start the second half for Galt High School results in points on the bootleg deep ball from Boulahan Jr. to Madrigal. Deep, wide open, no one there.
Yes, and on a second and 22, I mean, that's just a painful thing for Coach Leveroux and the Bears there. And it makes you wonder, not only was that clearly a big momentum shift, but because of how it happened, makes you wonder if going forward, if the Warriors are going to come out on top here.
So,
this drive is key here for the Bears, Keith.
For the second straight game this season, Madrigal with a touchdown. He only had 2 catches last week for 49 yards, but one of them was for 6. Back to receive that one is Avila. He's going to bring it out. And he is wrestled down inside the 10-yard line. Great coverage there by the Galt special teams. Robert Maple with a big tackle there. And to start this drive, Summerville deep, backed up in their own goal line.
They tried a little trickery there, Keith, and we'll see the replay. I don't particularly like this at the high school level. That's like an NFL-type play there, and it's not going to be an easy one to get done.
You see right there, Maple with the tackle as Titus Shirley got the pitch from Avila. Tripped himself up a little bit. So, 6:42 to go here in the third quarter, and the crowd here at Irv Hatzenbuehler Field alive and well once again as their team finally on the scoreboard. Now it's Broschini's turn to answer. Can Summerville correct the wrongs that they had? Up 14-3 as we mentioned last week. Unable to close that one out, losing 30-24. We're going to get a timeout now from Galt High School. And we'll have a little break in the action here, D-Patch. What did you like on that last drive by Galt High School?
Honestly, I liked the final play of the drive. It was a second and 22. They had a couple of good runs. One of them was negated by the holding penalty. So, honestly, with that second and 22, that long pass play, that was the real key of that drive, and really it was more of a lapse of the defense from the Bears than it was anything of converting for the Warriors. So if you're the Bears and you're the defense for the Bears, don't get down on yourself because you've been playing a great game. Yes, you had a big mental lapse and it cost you 7 points, but overall, in the spectrum of this game, the Warriors haven't really been converting much of anything. They have not been very successful offensively. So let's see if that 7 points that they got kind of gifted to them helps them progress further and maybe get a little bit more momentum on the offensive end. Now, one thing that will help is if they get a quick stop here, like a 3-and-out or something. That would be what they're looking for on the defensive side.
5-play drive, 61 yards, and it ended in under 2 minutes on a 50-yard bomb from Boulahan Jr., courtesy of Madrigal. Madrigal with a big-time catch there for 6. 10-7 now. Broschini going to hand it off to Veach, who bounced it out to the right side. He's wrestled down near the line of scrimmage. In on that one, Luis Suarez, who really lowered the boom there.
Just a 1-yard gain, if that there, Keith.
Big-time hitting right now as the Galt High defense coming to life here. Russ Grieco, the defensive coordinator, has to like that.
Yeah, I had wondered why they called a timeout right off the touchdown, but they must have thought about something on defense or seen something on the offense that they didn't like, and it worked out because the very first play, no gain.
2nd and long now for Summerville. Broschini back to pass. Has time. Going to fire it down the middle of the field. That pass is dropped. A costly drop there. It was fed right into Gregston, and he dropped it at the 50-yard line in deep patch. If Gregston catches that football, he's got a one-way ticket to the end zone.
Yeah, that would have been a 90 or 89-yard touchdown pass there, Keith, and would have been a backbreaker for the Warriors. And it's similar to what we saw for Madrigal, the defense just, they weren't there. He had at least 3 or 4 steps on him. It was off a bad snap. Bocchini makes a great pass here. Nothing to be said. That's just a pure drop. That's a touchdown, and he knows it immediately. He holds his head, and he knows that he made a mistake there.
Broccini had Sirac and Tapia beat on that bomb, and Gregston cannot catch it. And as a result of that, we've got 3rd and long now instead of 6 points for Summerville High. Veach now lines up to the left of Broschini. 3rd down. Broschini back to throw on the first 3rd down. That one is broken up in the backfield. Velasco, big-time hit. He tried to throw it on the outside of Veach, and Velasco was right there to break that play up. 4th down now for Summerville High.
Yeah, that was just his check down there. Broschini took his progressions across the field, looked from left to right, saw he had nobody, and just tosses it to Veach there. Now, granted, that would have been a better ball to drop. He lost 3 yards there. You just drop the ball, it becomes an incomplete pass.
So, 4th down now from deep inside Summerville's own goal line. They'll be forced to punt from way deep in here. Connor Cowley back to punt the football. And actually Chase Ryan punting in, and that one was almost blocked.
Nice punt.
Ball squirts the 50. Breaking a couple tackles is Sirac. And Sirac shakes and moves his way inside enemy territory. So the last time Galt High School was on the football field, D-Padge, they opened up the air attack, and it resulted in Madrigal snagging in a wide open touchdown. They're going to retry and recreate those good vibes.
Watch this again. This was a great job from the punter not to be blocked there. He had 3 guys coming up, 50-yard punt. Excellent job there. And now, yeah, he does break 2 tackles here, but he doesn't get anything on the return, about a yard on the return. So good special teams play there.
Give is on the left side, and that one is broken up by Andrews.
Great tackle there from Gavin Andrews.
Bustamante on the run there as Andrews breaks it up. 2nd and long now. Boulahan Jr. He's going to keep it himself up the middle. Boulahan Jr. dives forward, and he came very, very close to getting the 1st down. He might be stopped a little short.
3rd and 3, looking like.
Right you are, 3rd and 3 now, D-Padge. So a big-time 3rd down attempt here from Galt High School. They send Tran in motion, but Boulahan kept it himself.
Yeah, that motion play is their go-to. On almost all of their running plays, they're doing that. Here we go again.
Boulahan hands it off to Tran. Tran cuts it inside, breaks a tackle, takes one for the ride with him. Tackle made by Gregson, but not before Tran gets the first down, and the Galt drive continues.
Yep, now they're nearing field goal range, but I believe, if we recall, they had an opportunity earlier for a field goal and didn't go for it. So I don't know if they're not trusting their kicker or not, but down by 3, field goal could become very key.
So Tran, who has had most of his yards earned on the outside, goes inside for a huge third down conversion. Bustamante rolls out, fires it downfield again. Caught! Touchdown! Go High School! Big time catch there, and Galt High School takes their first lead of the contest. Boulahan with his second straight touchdown throw in the second half, and D-Patch, we got a whole new ball game.
Looks just like what they did last week, Keith. We were talking about that on our car ride up. They scored 6 points in the first half, but then busted out with 28 points in the second half last week. And here we go again, 2 quick touchdowns. Boulahan getting the job done. He had been a little iffy here in the first half, 2 turnovers, hadn't thrown any touchdowns, obviously. Now he's got 2.
Reese knocks home the extra point. 2 drives to open up the second half for Galt High School. 2 straight touchdown passes from Rob Boulahan Jr., and they've retaken the lead, 14-10. The momentum has clearly shifted, D-Patch.
That was a perfectly thrown ball there from Boulahan. The coverage was there, but he had to fit it into a tight window. Was able to get the job done. And I feel like the reason that play was successful is because this half they've been running the ball with a little bit more success. They've had 4 or 5 runs, and most of them have been gaining positive yards. That was a 3rd and 3. And in high school football, 3 yards is not, unrealistic to think you can run on the ground. So I'm assuming the Bears defense was expecting the run on a 3rd and 3. Did not get it. Boulahan is able to throw the 36-yard bomb.
So with 2:59 remaining in the third, it started out with Broschini and company taking the lead first, up 10-0, using the running attack. And now Boulahan Jr. and the Warriors of Galt High School take the lead for their first time in this contest with 2 straight touchdowns on 2 straight consecutive drives.
Interesting to see what type of response the Bears and have right here. Coach Leverus is not going to be happy with the way they've started the second half.
I would like to think not. It's a short kick. It comes right to Fleming. And Fleming inches forward, and he's taken down around the Summerville 30-yard line. Want to thank some of our sponsors, Chicken Ranch Casino, Soma Fitness Studios, Benton Robertson CPAs, Barry Electric, Tuolumne County Transit, and Sonora Conference Center, grand opening in downtown Sonora. So the third drive now for Summerville. The second drive. The first drive resulted in nothing, and it stalled deep near their own goal line. Can Broschini and the Bears regain the momentum?
How big is that missed touchdown pass from Broschini in their last drive now?
It's pretty big. Veach breaks the tackle, still going, and Veach up the sideline as he is taken down by Lopez, but not before he wrestles away from a tackle for a loss in the backfield, and now Veach has come up hobbling, and that is not a good sign. Caldera has already left the game with a limp, and now Veach comes up shaken.
I have a feeling that this young man Veach is a pretty tough cookie, and I don't think that he's going to be out for too long. He is leaving the game on this play, but again, that's the third running play we've seen from him where he's just dragging guys, Keith. That's like he's dragging multiple guys.
He drags multiple, but in the process, Veach gets hurt. He has to come out. Now Cali in the backfield. Summerville down to their 3rd string running back at this point, and for a ground game that has dominated the game so far, that's not a good sign. Broschini in the gun. 2nd and 6, and we're going to get a whistle here, and it looks to be a delay of game from what I've heard, and nope, it's going to be a false start. And that will make life that much harder for Summerville as they are pushed back.
all their positive yards gained on first down given back on the penalty.
As you mentioned, D-pads, the run by Veach negated with that false start. Yep, and it looked like Gregson moved on the outside on the right. Back to throw is Broschini. Has time, fires it downfield in the middle. It is incomplete.
Excellent defense there from
Bustamante
Bustamante.
broke it up. He had Miller on the seam route D-pad, but Bustamante, the defensive back, with great awareness to break up that big play potentially.
Yeah, here we go on the replay. He had him beat by a step here. No, not really. That's actually really tight coverage from Bustamante there.
Bustamante came close to picking that one off near midfield. Now it's 3rd and long. Summerville trying to get that momentum back. Broschini back to pass. He is leveled in the backfield for a huge loss there.
Lopez leads that charge.
Vittoria was right there with him as Marcelo Lopez comes through the inside, busts through the offensive line, and takes Broschini for a ride in the backfield for a sack.
I believe first sack of the day here for the Warriors defense, and right now everything is clicking for them. Now they've got a 4-point lead in. They're getting the ball back feasibly and probably really good field position. Keith, if they go down and score another touchdown here, that may put the salt on this one.
So Lopez and Vittoria meet each other at the quarterback for a co-sack, and that forces Summerville to punt again. And this is a very high and very short punt, and this is going to end up great. And it looks like it was touched by Galt High School, and as a result, Garrett Miller's on his way. Miller breaks one, trucks over another man. It looked like Tapia had his ankle touched by the football.
100%, Keith.
That is a big-time break for Summerville High.
Let's see, we'll get you guys a replay of this, but I was watching that as it unfolded, and it 100% hit the foot of the Warriors player. I didn't see who it was, but...
It looks like Tapia.
Yep.
And it did hit Tapia on the foot, and great instincts by Miller, who took the football and ran with it straight into enemy territory.
Now, in high school, can you advance that? Because it looks like they allowed it. I know in college you can't advance a fumble.
And then in the process, he proceeded to lower his shoulder on Bustamante and add insult to injury, and we're going to get a little meeting of the minds here.
I think they're probably talking about the advancement, because in a situation like that, I don't think that they could advance it, and I think they're going to move the ball back to where it touched him. That's why they're pointing down at the ground right here. Yep, see, they're going to put the ball back to the 42-yard line.
So they'll move the football back to the Summerville 42-yard line, but regardless, D-pad, still a big break for the Bears as the football hits Tapia. Miller picks it up as Tim Cobley talking to the refs about this, making sure the yardage is right. But regardless, Summerville back on the field on offense with a fresh new set of downs.
That is a huge momentum shift. Sports all about momentum, and right now the Warriors had all of it, and the Bears needed a way to get some of it back. And a turnover is exactly what can do that for you. The Warriors earlier in this half got a turnover on a dropped punt, and that ended up allowing them to get their first points.
Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter.
See, he just rolled the clock. The official actually gave the rolling clock symbol, so I saw that. So maybe I'm being a little hard on our clock operator, but this ball is a dead ball. This is a new possession. There's under a minute left in the third quarter. Why are we running the clock in a 4-point game? I guess I'll have to look up the rule on that, because I thought it was a 30-point or something or more.
Give is up the middle, close to a first down there for Summerville High School.
9 yards, it looks like.
Veach back in the game, and he gets the handoff. So Nicholas Veach picking up right where he left off after he came out of the game with the injury, taking a lot more Galt Warriors for some rides. Velasco there on the tackle.
This will likely be our final play here of the third quarter, Keith.
Could very well be. Under 15 seconds now. There was no first down, so the clock continues to move here. And
doesn't look like they're going to snap it here, Keith.
It looks like Leverus and his team will hold the football and will prepare for the fourth quarter. What a wild ride it has been so far here at Irv Hatzenbuehler Field. 14-10 Galt High School. Summerville in striking distance. We'll bring it to the end on NorCal Sports TV and Comcast Channel 8 on Tuolumne County. We welcome you back here on NorCal Sports TV and Channel 8 and Comcast in Tuolumne County as we get you set for the start of the fourth quarter and the end to a very great game of football. Keith Jogonanis on the call. My partner, Dustin Padgett, to the right. D-Padge, the story of the game. First half, Summerville's running game had them out to a 10-0 lead. The story so far here in the second half, 14 points on the board for Galt High School to answer back via the air attack. And now we'll bring in the end here off the touched punt that touched Tapia with Miller picking it up. First down now from the 49-yard line here for Summerville to start the fourth. Broschini going to keep it himself. Fakes out the whole defense. Broschini down the field. He's gone. Not a man in sight. Touchdown. Summerville High School. Jaden Broschini's second touchdown running the football. And that's how you start the fourth quarter.
Yes, sir, Keith. I was just about to say I expect them to continue to bang the ground on the run. We got a flag here. So
there is a penalty, and this could be.
I don't know. It's deep down on the field, so this could be anything, really.
They might be bringing this back, Dustin Padgett. This is a huge call right here if this flag is on Summerville.
I just don't see. It couldn't have been a hold because he was running free there. I don't think it's on Summerville.
Well, we've got replays, and we can't see anything if it's on Summerville. So here we go.
Personal foul on Galt.
On Galt High School.
Is it a late hit up here at the top?
Well, we can't see anything, but regardless, it's a personal foul. Jaden Broschini on the first play of the fourth quarter takes it 40-plus yards to the house for his second rushing touchdown of the night, and just like that, Summerville D-Padge has retaken the lead.
Yes, their ground attack has been great today, and before the game we were speaking about last week's game, and that was one thing that we noted on, that Broschini had a 73-yard touchdown run last week, and I was like, hey, I would like to see some of that in action here tonight, and we got a chance to see it right there.
Henley knocks home the extra point, and just like that, one play, one run, one huge momentum shift as Jaden Broschini, the quarterback for Summerville, goes to the house and gives Summerville back the lead, 17-14 with 11:51 to play here in the fourth quarter on NorCal Sports TV. And we want to thank some of our sponsors here as we talk to you. Benton Robertson CPAs LLP. Benton Robertson CPAs provides personalized tax, accounting, and financial guidance to individuals and businesses throughout Tuolumne and Stanislaus counties. Our team believes in partnering with you and your team to build lasting relationships that help you achieve your financial goals. Give us a call today and experience the Benton Robertson difference. We look forward to hearing from you. Welcome back, NorCal Sports TV. Keith Jogonanis, Dustin Padgett, my partner. The knowledge with him, it exceeds no limits. And D-Padge, Jaden Broschini, big fake there up the middle to Veach. He takes it himself, rolls out to the left. No one was within 10 feet of him as he walked his way into the end zone from 40 yards out.
And there's two reasons that happened. One, he's clearly an athletic player and he can make plays like that. But two, Veach has been doing such a good job on the ground controlling the defense that when you fake to him, you're going to leave a lot of things open. You're going to have a play-action pass, you're going to have a run, and that's exactly what happens. Nobody was near him, and he ran in for an easy touchdown.
The personal foul, it's a squib kick as that ball was recovered as some trickery by Summerville does not work to their advantage. Kick recovered by Rob Maple, the linebacker.
That actually looked like an onside. Let's check this again. Based on
it is like an onside, definitely.
Yeah, definitely an onside kick opportunity there.
Great job by Maple with those hands to catch that one, because flying in for Summerville was Mike Dean, and if he had picked that up, he could have been gone.
That was a very good effort on that onside there. Very close. The Warriors are lucky to get the possession.
Boulahan the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Tran. Tran breaks one tackle, breaks another. He is finally wrestled down here as Roland Phelps comes through with the tackle.
Just a 2-yard gain, though, so that's actually a good play for the Bears defense there. They want to minimize the yards gained, and they do that.
So Tran on the sweep picks up a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 now. You wonder if Cobley's going to open up the offense. He's had so much success throwing the football with his quarterback, the 3-year starter Boulahan. Back to pass. Boulahan going to fire it downfield. Looking deep. That pass is just out of the fingertips of Lopez. So Marcelo Lopez, who has been laying the boom on defense, he had that big-time sack a couple of drives back, comes within a couple of fingertips of bringing in a big-time snag from Boulahan.
Double coverage there from Avila and Miller, and it's always a difficult thing to do to throw into double coverage. And usually when you're getting double covered, there's somebody else open on the field. And if you look back on that replay, he did have a couple of other options there. That may not have been the best choice to throw, the best target to throw to there, Keith.
Avila and Miller in the secondary doing a great job there of breaking that one up. Avila coming over to kind of nudge Lopez out of bounds. Now a huge 3rd and 7 for Galt High School. Boulahan back to pass. Fires at middle. Pass is caught. First down.
He held on to it.
Bustamante somehow snags that one. And
He's hurt.
shaken up on the play as Bustamante down. A big-time catch by Bustamante as he comes up hobbled on that one.
Uh-oh. That doesn't look good.
Not putting any pressure on that left leg, but still a big-time conversion there.
Replay of this play here. He got crushed when he threw that ball.
It was Avila again as Bustamante will come off the field, but he makes the catch, and it's a first down now as Galt High School with 10:39 to play. A fresh new set of downs at the Summerville 48. The give is inside. And a big-time run there by Tran. And Tran, who in the first half, Dustin, did a lot of moving on the sweeps outside the numbers. This time, in the second half, he's done a really better job of going inside and fighting his way in for some extra yards.
Yeah, he did that again on that play here. If you look, it looked like he was going to be stopped right at the line. He gets hit by number 9, but then was able to get through that and grab an extra few yards. Even at the end of the play, he drug Connor Cowley along for an extra couple yards.
Second down now, Bustamante. Boulahan actually on the throw, throws it to the right side, and it is complete. Blake Beck downfield.
Bobbled that one there.
So Beck downfield off the play action pass from Boulahan. A fresh new set of downs now for Galt High School. And the passing attack for Galt High School continues to thrive.
Down by 3 here, but again, we don't know where their field goal kicker is at right now. We don't know if they've got a field goal kicker.
Tran again. Kenny Tran still going. Inside the 20-yard line, Kenny Tran. And we are under 10 minutes with that play officially.
Flag on the play there, Keith, and that may be a holding penalty. Bring it back. At the end of that play, looked like I saw a hold from a wide receiver. And that'd be a killer because that was like an 11, 12-yard first down run, and they've had a lot of killer penalties tonight. Oh, a hit to the head.
So it is not a holding penalty on Galt High School. It's a blow to the head, and that on Summerville.
So that's going to be half the distance to the goal, Keith, and it should put them at about the 9-yard line.
So with under 10 minutes to go, Galt High School with their best field position on any drive so far tonight. Inside the 10-yard line. Boulahan on the shotgun. They send Tran in motion. Boulahan keeps it himself up the middle. Rob Boulahan inside the 5.
Really good tackle there from Gavin Andrews. Saved a touchdown.
Andrews saves the touchdown, but he does not save himself from Boulahan going up the middle and getting a couple. 9:35 to play in the fourth quarter as we are getting down to the nitty-gritty here on NorCal Sports TV and the Comcast Channel 8 on Tuolumne County. Rob Boulahan Jr. had 2 touchdowns running the football last week. They once again send Tran in motion. They'll hand it up inside, middle, touchdown, Galt High School. It's Blake Beck.
Great run there. Bust off some tackles, Keith.
Blake Beck charges inside, all 200 pounds of the senior running back and outside linebacker, and he gives Galt High School the lead right back.
Big extra point here, Keith.
You've never lied, Padge. Reese for the extra point. And it's good. Boulahan gets Galt High School down to the 5-yard line. Beck punches it in on the handoff inside on the middle. And just like that, the lead has changed once again. 21-17, Galt High School over Summerville here on NorCal Sports TV and Channel 8 in Comcast in Tuolumne County. While we wait for the kickoff here, we want to thank some more of our sponsors: Chicken Ranch Casino, Soma Fitness Studios, Benton Robertson CPAs LLP, Sonora Conference Center, Grand Opening in Downtown Center, Barry Electric, Tuolumne County Transit. Galt High School retakes the lead. Now it's time for Broschini and company to see if they can answer the bell. Kickoff is bobbled. Not before Avila takes it, and Avila might be gone. Avila taken down inside enemy territory, but not before he gets deep in there.
We got to see a replay of that, Keith. Not only did he bobble the ball, but then he tried to hand it off. The ball got dropped on the ground. They bobbled it like 4 times here. There's one. They'll show the second with the first one, but how about that heads-up play from Avila?
Tackle made by Reese, the kicker. You talk about the kicker saving the day there, D-Badge. Did just that. This drive starts at the Galt High School 42 with 9:07 to play.
Excellent starting field position. Best of the day from either team.
Broschini in the gun. Gets the snap. Bootlegs it out to the right. Fires it downfield. Intended for Miller, but just off target. Second down now.
A little bit of hand checking there, but no call for defensive pass interference.
So, the last time Summerville was on the field, they went 3 plays, 57 yards, and it was capped off with Broschini with a great fake and a 48-yard touchdown run. Galt answering right back with a 5-play, 67-yard drive, just under 3 minutes, capped off by Beck barreling his way into the end zone.
A little surprised on first down there they decided to go with the pass. They've had such success on the ground here today. And on a first down situation, you want to get some positive yards.
So 2nd and 10 now. Summerville in good position to start this drive. As we are under 9 minutes. Broschini back to pass. Fires it over the middle. That pass is caught. Touchdown.
What a second half here, Keith.
David Titus Shirley puts it in. And just like that, the lead has changed once more. Summerville back up on top.
4th lead change here in the second half. And Titus Shirley, we called his name a lot tonight on both sides. He's had a lot of defensive tackles, and there he gets a touchdown reception as well, Keith. All-around player.
What a play by Titus Shirley, who's had some heads-up plays here in offense. They've used him sparingly. They put him out to the right. He comes over the middle on the go route, and he burns Galt High School for a touchdown. What a football game this has turned out to be here in week 2, and you're watching it live on NorCal Sports TV. Extra point is good, and just like that, Summerville High School back up 3 on NorCal Sports TV and Tuolumne County, Comcast Channel 8. Once again, I want to thank some of our sponsors, the Sonora Conference Center, Grand Opening in downtown Sonora, hourly and daily rentals, SonoraConferenceCenter.com.
Chilly evening here, Keith.
As the weather has cooled down, but both offenses between Summerville and Galt High School starting to get red hot in crunch time. 8:43 to play here in the final minutes. Back and forth we go. Neither team seemingly can stop the other on offense, Patch.
Yeah, not at all. It was 0-0 after the first quarter, 10-0 after halftime, and now we've got 45 total points here, and we're only 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. So in just a quarter and 3 minutes, we've seen 35 points of offense.
And the wind blows the football off the stand.
May have to get one of his teammates to hold it.
So Chase Ryan resets the football. And that one is to the left side. It's returnable. This one going upfield. Still going. And finally tackled at the 30-yard line. So a Galt High School defense that forced multiple turnovers last week. D-Padge, they're going to have to force one to really try and get this ball back.
Yeah, definitely. Summerville out on top by 3, but the Warriors got the ball here. If they can go down and continue to keep scoring, they'll be in an okay position. But again, we don't know about their field goal kicking.
Summerville, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, but being up by 3 is key because we don't know if Galt has a good field goal kicker or not, Keith.
Hand off left side. Gain of about 5 or 6.
Smash there. Great tackle from Andrews.
The handoff ahead of steam with number 3, Christopher Bustamante.
So Bustamante with the handoff. This double-edged sword between Bustamante and Tran in the backfield for Galt High School starting to come to fruition, but it's really been the passing attack with Boulahan Jr. that has gotten Galt High School back in this contest.
Yeah, we totally expect to see that happen again here, maybe even on this play.
They're going to hand it off on the sweep again. Tran cuts to the left side. He's taken down, gets the first down.
Wow, Bocini, he plays both sides of the ball there, eh? I didn't know that. That was a good tackle.
Good tackle, but not before Tran gets the first down on the cutback. Kenny Tran has come alive in this second half, has really set the tone for the running game for Galt High School. Cobley has opened up the offense for the Warriors, and it's allowed Boulahan to show off the arm. He's hit multiple Warriors targets downfield for touchdowns. Last drive capped off by Beck on the ground. Boulahan back to pass. Avoids the rush, still going. Going to fire it to the right. Caught on the outside by Bustamante for a gain of a couple. So now Galt High School will kind of speed up the tempo here as we are under 7 minutes in the fourth. Great job there by Boulahan to avoid the pass rush. Scramble to his right, and he found Bustamante for a couple. Second and long now. Fake it to Bustamante, give it to Tran on the right sweep. He is wrestled down in the backfield, and that was courtesy of Mr. Cowley.
It was Veach actually there on that tackle. Nailed him in the backfield. Check this out. Veach, he's all over.
Veach.
He's all over the field, Keith. Offense and defense. I think you were telling me that before on our drive up here. He had a 23-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown last week, as well as about 70 yards on the ground.
And a big-time play there on second and long. Now third and long. Boulahan rolls out to his left, fires it downfield. He's got Lopez, who drops the ball. That one is broken up, courtesy of Miller.
Yeah,
Lopez drops a first down catch, but not before Miller knocks it out of his hands.
Play of the game for Miller there. That was huge. If that ball's caught, that's a first down, and that would have been in Summerville territory. Now they're punting the ball on a 4th and 11, which, of course, is the right move. But with just 6 minutes left to go on the clock, if Summerville plays this appropriately and gets a few first downs, they could really run this clock out here, Keith.
So now Reese will be back to punt. Gets it off. And that one is caught, but not before it is blown up in the backfield.
Good job there from Titus Shirley not to fumble that ball, Keith.
Titus Shirley, as you mentioned, Pad, great catch, but in the process, he took a lick. It was Maple on the tackle. So now, if there was ever a time that Galt High School needed a stop on defense, D-Padge, it is now. The only problem is that Broschini and Summerville have been so great at running the football, you'd have to think they're going to go right back to it here on this drive.
Oh, 100%. I mean, the only way we're going to see a pass is if they're trying to trick them, and, that could also work very well. But, again, as I was mentioning, look, they're running the clock before the ball's even snapped. In a 3-point game, 6 minutes in the fourth quarter. That'll help Summerville tremendously because 40 seconds after each play, if they run the play clock appropriately, 3 first downs, this game will be over. That's all that they need, even with the timeouts for Galt.
Up the middle as they give it to Veach, and he is wrestled down up the middle, courtesy of Beck, who had the last touchdown for Galt High School. 2nd and 9 now.
Big couple of plays here. Galt would love to get a 3 and out. Any first downs are really crucial here for Summerville.
Right you are, Padge. We are getting set to go under 5 minutes left in this contest. Can Galt High School's defense get the stop they so desperately need? Can Broschini continue to move the chains with this great running attack for Summerville? Veach is blown up again. A bunch of red jerseys to Veach, the ball carrier right there, and it's going to bring up a huge 3rd down, D-Patch.
Yeah, and it's 3rd and long, too. He actually loses a 1.5 yards there, so it's about 3rd and 10, 3rd and 10.5. Don't really think you're going to get the first down on the ground, but they may run it anyway here to play conservatively. It can go either way.
Phelps, Beck, and Maple, just a couple of the names that were there at the football. Back to pass, Broschini. It's complete to the right side. Titus Shirley inbound, still going, breaks a couple of tackles. Couple flags on the play as Titus Shirley did not get enough yards for the first down, but we're going to get a flag, and you kind of signaled it was on Galt High School?
Yeah, that's a face mask there, Keith, and that is a backbreaker. They stopped him 5 yards short. It would have been 4th and 5. Almost for surely they're going to punt that ball here, but if you see when they tackle Shirley, he breaks off a tackle right there. Oh, well, you can't really see it from that angle, but face mask is what the play was. I saw it, and there's the 15-yard penalty, Keith.
And right you are, D-Patch, and that is a crucial penalty.
That may even be the game-ending penalty because the clock is going to start running again. We're under 4 minutes. That's 2 more first downs, even with the 3 timeouts. 40 seconds after each play is what they can take. So if they get 2 more first downs, this game's over.
Clock continues to run. Broschini up the middle for a gain of about 2 as that clock continues to tick down to under 4 minutes. Galt High School here. They got the stop on 3rd down. They needed D-Patch, but that face mask penalty really came back to bite them.
Yeah, and I know if that's the way they lose this game, Coach Cobley is not going to be happy. They've had such a great comeback here in this second half. They're playing great, but one big mental mistake there could come back to bite them. And now another thing that could loom large was in the 3rd quarter, right after Galt scored a touchdown, Keith, they called a timeout in between the very next play, and now they've only got 2 left. That lost timeout may come back to hurt them.
Up the middle to Veach. Veach has got running room. Veach up the middle, it's still going, fighting for extra yards. Big time first down as Veach continues to move the chain. Tackle made by Cyrac, but not before Veach goes for 20+.
Yep, and the Warriors are down to their last legs here. Another first down will put the kibosh to this game. They've got 2 timeouts left, but we're going to go under 3 minutes here. So this set of downs could come to be the end of the game here, Keith.
Maple, it looked like, had a potentially had a play for a tackle for a loss. Didn't get there in time as Veach hit the hole. Gain of more than 20. 3:07 to play now. Galt High School desperately needs a turnover or a stop on downs.
Looks like they're going to call a timeout. They're draining the play clock all the way down to 1 second and calling a timeout. Another thing that I like to see. Maybe not going to take the timeout, but they took the play clock all the way down to 1 second here.
2:50 to play. First down. Veach up the middle again. Still going, met by a slew of red jerseys.
There's the timeout for the Warriors, so that'll be their second timeout. They've got 1 left. So as I said, 1 more first down here, game's over.
2:40 to play, as you mentioned. Tim Cobley calling that timeout. Down to their last couple of breaths here. Galt High School, a team that Scored 30-plus last week. Really didn't have any trouble, Dustin Padgett, and now they're in desperate need. They find themselves in trouble here, down 3 with less than 3 minutes to play.
And for Summerville here, Keith, two things you could do. You're either going to run or pass. I mean, those are really your only options in the game of football. But 2:40 left, you're up by 3. Your team's down to 1 timeout, 2nd and 8. Granted, most of the time here, you're going to play conservative and run the ball 2 times in a row. You're going to make them call their final timeout, and you're going to hope that in those 2 running plays, you get 8 yards. That being said, the devil's advocate in me says if they right now, all they really need to do is just do a quick little play action pass, because nobody is looking for the pass. If they do a play action here on 2nd and 8, they're likely going to get the first down, and that'll be the end of the game.
Guy McCarthy wrote a wrap-up in the Union Democrat this week. In the Union Democrat, where head coach Sean Leveroux said, we'll go back and look at the tape and try to correct what we did wrong last week. They have fought back. They've lost the lead a couple of times, have not quit, have made some big plays, and now they're on the cusp of their first win of the season. 2nd down now. 2:40 to play. Broschini rolls right. Almost taken to the backfield, still going. He's finally wrestled down. Roland Phelps almost had him in the backfield.
Very smart for him to stay in bounds there, and that will be the final timeout here for the Warriors, and it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 8. So it looks like they took my first option, which was to play conservative. I don't expect them to do a play action on 3rd and 8, Keith. I feel like they're probably going to run the ball here and take the 40-ish seconds off the clock. And worst case scenario for Summerville, they're punting the ball back to them with about 1 minute and 40 seconds left, deep in their own territory with no timeouts.
As you saw on the replay, D-Padge, Roland Phelps lost Broschini in his grasps, but then Broschini proceeded to be met by Rob Maple, who's made a couple of big plays. So here we go, as Broschini and company will trot back out for a huge 3rd and 8 here. The biggest play of the game. A first down here, all but clinches it for Summerville. A stop here gives Galt one more crack at a win.
Do they pass or do they run?
2:30 to play.
That's what we'll see.
They send Titus Shirley in motion. Titus Shirley is going, and there's a flag as Titus Shirley breaks a tackle inside. Titus Shirley is going to score for the touchdown for the time being, but there is a flag.
Maybe a holding penalty here. It will be. Holding penalty on the offensive line.
And it's going to be a holding call. So Titus Shirley, the run all for naught. It went from a game back-breaking touchdown to a back-breaking holding call on Summerville. And this all but gives Galt High School one more crack at a win.
It does. 3rd and 18, clearly you're probably not going to get the first down. The only thing that I could say for the Bears that maybe slightly helped is that took about 20 seconds on that long play.
And
yeah,
right
there's
there.
the penalty, yes. Block in the back, I think. Is that what they called, or did they call hold?
Whatever the case may be for the time being, it is a huge penalty. That backs it all the way up to the Summerville 49. 3rd and way long. Great play call, goes all for naught by Leveroux and company. 3rd and 23. Galt High School gets a second breath of life to get a stop that they need. Broschini, he's going to hand it off the middle to Veach, and Veach is tackled down way short of the first down marker, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So what they'll likely do here, Keith, is take it all the way down to 1 second and call a timeout. Take as many seconds off the clock as he can, and Galt's going to get the ball back with about 1 minute 25 seconds left to go out of timeouts.
We are officially under 2 minutes in this contest. A back-and-forth affair, 45 combined points between these two teams. And now 4th down for Summerville as Galt High School looking for one final shot, and they're going to go for it, looks like. Either that or trying to get them off sides. They'll try to work this clock down now as Broschini for the time being in the shotgun formation.
How much time they gonna give? How much time you gonna give,
And there goes the timeout with the 1 second on the play clock.
So with 1 second left on the clock, timeout. As Galt High School looking for one more chance to win this football game. We welcome you in. If you're just joining us here on NorCal Sports TV, Keith Jogonatis, Dustin Paget to my right. And if you've been with us from the start, Dustin Paget, this is a game that started off not a lot of points, 10-0 at halftime, Summerville. But over the course of this one, it has surely picked up. Business has.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this third quarter and fourth quarter has been so eventful. Third quarter started out with 14 points for the Warriors to take their first lead of the game, 14-10. Immediately comes back to Summerville, scores a touchdown, and then the Warriors take the lead back, and then Summerville takes the lead back. 4 lead changes in the second half. As a sports fan, what more could you ask for?
Well, we surely are going to get a dramatic ending to this one with 1:15 to go. Summerville with the football, and they will punt it away. They'll send Henley, who had a huge field goal early in this contest to start off the scoring, back to punt. This one is returnable.
Nice.
Big kick there. Big time block. And Galt High School will start with tremendous field position. Big time return by Cyrac.
That was huge. That gave them an extra 20 yards that they wouldn't have gotten before. Now you're 58 yards away from the end zone and, 38 to 43 yards away from a decent field goal. So you only got a minute. You got no timeouts, but you only need about 40 yards. So a couple of decent tosses down the field, and they'll be in field goal range.
The senior Cyrac with a big-time punt return for Galt High School.
Why is the clock moving here?
And they're in business.
The ball. This is a dead ball.
The clock started. Everyone in Galt High School wants to know as Busta Monte goes in on the deep route, but Boulahan is taken down.
That they're out of timeouts here, so that's going to be a backbreaker, that sack there, Keith. They're only no timeouts left. They're down to under 30 seconds.
35 seconds as Boulahan will spike the football on second down here with 32 seconds to play.
Fans really getting into it here, Keith.
That is an understatement, D-Patch. 32 seconds now.
It's tough to play call this as an offensive coordinator. 3rd and 17, you need 40 yards or so. No timeouts left. Ball stops on a first down. So look for them to throw the ball past the sticks here, because if they don't get a first down, Keith, that may be the final play.
Second and long now. 32 seconds left in the game. Boulahan in the shotgun formation. Drops back to pass. Escapes pressure. And he is taken down in the backfield. And it was courtesy of Veach, a monster on offense and a big-time play there on defense. And it looks like Galt High School down to their last crack here.
Yeah, that's the end of the line, Keith. Nothing they can do. They can't stop the clock unless they throw a 60-yard touchdown here. That'll be the end of the rope.
Boulahan going to send it long. It is incomplete. And that is going to do it. Summerville High School with a big-time defensive stop. Boulahan's last heave is way long, and Summerville will take over on downs with 6 seconds left in the contest.
And there go the fans immediately. You know what? Nothing to hold your head down about if you're Galt High Warriors here. They played a great second half, Keith. They made a good comeback, and they made this a close game.
So Galt High School, similar to week one, they started late scoring the football. They score 21 points in the second half alone. But it's not enough. Broschini takes the knee, and that'll do it. The Summerville Bears come into Irv Hatzenbuehler Field and leave with a win. They battled through adversity all night, Dustin Paget. They lost the lead a couple of times. They got it back a couple of times. And tonight, they right the wrongs of that early lead in week one, and they finished the job here against a tough Galt High School team, and they're coming out of here with a 24-21 victory.
Yeah, Keith, what a hard-fought battle both ways through. And honestly, the way the second half progressed, I felt like the Warriors were going to come out on top. They're at home. They're the 1-0 team, so, a slight advantage in that regard. And they had scored a couple quick touchdowns here in the third quarter. Late third quarter, they're up by 4 points with all the momentum, Keith. But you know what? That's the game of football for you. The Bears did not give up. They got a couple of big plays, a long 40-ish yard touchdown pass to Titus Shirley, and a 36-yard touchdown scamper from Bocchini. And those 2 touchdowns they did to match at the end of the game are what had them coming out on top here, 24-21.
So that will do it, 24-21 Summerville. Jaden Broschini, 11 carries, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he leads Summerville to a huge 24-21 victory. And Sean Leveroux talked about it. They wanted to right the wrong. They do tonight. For my color commentator, Dustin Padgett, I'm Keith Joganata signing off here for NorCal Sports TV and Comcast Channel 8 in Tuolumne County. The final score, the Summerville Bears 24, the Galt Warriors 21. We thank you for joining us tonight. Another great week of high school football. We'll see you soon. And once again, our statistician for the night, Jeremy Hurtado. Good night, everybody.